The Incredible Hulk will not be presented this evening.
Damn, damn, damn!
All right, welcome everybody back to the show. It is Wednesday night. We are back. We have some old faces here, and we have one new face. Let's start with the new face as Bingham sees him and recognizes him right away. Everyone say hello to Jukebox Jimmy.
How you guys doing?
All right. Bingham, what are you lipping over there?
I don't know. I'm just goofing off.
Bingham.
Waiting for somebody to say, you're muted.
I know, I can see you. I can see you're not muted here anyways.
Mute. What's up,
Bingham, welcome to the show.
Hey. Krellbar.
And Krellbar, welcome to the show.
It's like an
sunburn today.
So, as I was saying in the back green room when Jimmy first came on, I met Jimmy years ago through David Paul, the Barbarian brother. This is Jukebox. That was the introduction. And then, Jim, you came and worked for me at West LA Music. Now, if I recall, one time I'm sitting at my desk at West LA Music, and there's what appears to be a customer helping you restring a PRS that you couldn't seem to get your head around.
Oh, that's really cool. I remember that.
I say, what the hell is going on over here? And Bingham walks up to me and says, I came in here for a job and this guy needs help. I go, did you help him? He goes, yeah. I go, yeah, hired.
That's really funny.
That's the longer version of the actual interview.
That might be right, actually.
I think so.
Hold on one second.
It was hilarious. But anyway, so Jukebox and I go back, I want to say 96 or 97 I met you with through David.
David Paul, yep.
It was before the Silly Sores.
Yep.
And so I
they were still big. I mean, they were still pretty big, you know. I mean,
yeah, was I working at the gym or was I just there? I don't think I was working there yet.
After that. I think you worked there after that.
Right. So it was 96. Yeah, 96 we met, which is crazy.
It's almost 30 years.
Yeah, 96, and I think you worked at West LA either 2006 or 7.
2006 to 2007, yep.
Yeah, because I remember that. And we did a show once where it was me. I think Bingham was here for it with Kovar and Dave.
Kovar and Markland.
Yeah, Markland.
Markland?
Yeah. That's crazy.
Yeah, we made Markland put pants on for the show.
He was pantsless?
Well, no, he always says when he has a day off, he's like, I'm home, Porky Pigging it.
Oh, no.
That's so funny.
Oh, it's
Your ass bacon.
So people are trying to guess what you're playing there. What is that? What's the PRS you're playing?
No, it's just the 594 S2. It's like their cheaper American line, if there's such a thing.
It's like $1,200-$1,300. I
Copy.
think, right?
I think stock these are like 1,900.
Oh, okay.
Of course.
I think I'm
Is that like
confusing it
along
with
the
the-
lines of the Starla and the other stuff like that?
Yeah, kind of. Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, I think the Starlas were the one that were like 1,300, right?
I just like it because it's black and it doesn't have all the stupid wood. It's just a really good playing guitar, and it doesn't look like I have to worry about
It's
it.
like
I can ding it
a
up.
Les Paul Studio kind of.
Yeah, totally. It's like
With
the best
birds.
Les Paul studio I've ever played. Basically.
Remember that Les Paul Studio I got when I was working with LA Music for $300?
I don't remember.
Was it a brown one?
It was a black one. I still have it.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
What, somebody bring it in
The
used?
guy came in to sell it, and I asked him if I could
okay.
buy it, yeah.
Wow.
Yeah. No, I remember that happened a few
322
times. It
out
was
the
you
door.
happened once, and it also happened once with a Strat with
I think Hobart got one like that too.
Dunnable. What the hell's his first name?
Sasha.
Sasha. I almost said
I wasn't
Seth.
there
I'm
then.
like, man, my brain's going. Yeah, so let me just see. So Jukebox and I go back through the Barbarian Brothers, which was as we discussed. I mean, these guys were legends, just crazy but funny, really likable guys until Peter went off the deep end. But I still, Peter will always be like a brother to me. He's just one that I don't want to talk to.
Yeah.
He's a little
He's
crazy.
a little bit off.
But Dave
And he has a good heart though.
was a greatest, really a super nice guy. And he was the one that was off-putting to a lot of people. Like at the gym, they were afraid of David, where Peter was like the friendlier, talkative one, and Dave
Yeah,
didn't
he was
really
more approachable.
Yeah, David just didn't even like, you'd talk to him, he'd just look at you. But he was funny. Like, what?
You remember the way they used to call each other across the gym?
Oh, yeah, out of their minds. Out of their minds. But David's a really nice guy. And he became a pretty good guitar player, playing. He had that Taylor for a long time, and then he had that nice Martin.
Yep.
So
He had
for
a couple.
a lot
His
of
wife
people in
stole
the
all
crowd,
his guitars.
a lot of people in your audience might not know who those guys are. Should give them some context. Who were those guys?
Well, the Barbarian Brothers were two bodybuilders who basically became actors. They were in the film The Flamingo Kid and then DC Cab.
Yeah. They had their own movie.
Then they got a Disney deal and did all these kids movies, Twin Sitters, Double Trouble.
Yep.
And but
What about the one?
nice guys.
Think Big. What didn't they do that one too?
Yeah, that was Disney. Yeah, they were all like Disney films, like whether it was Touchstone or whatever, but it was all through Disney, I believe. And they had good directors in those shows. Like those guys, they were like stepping stones for certain things. And they knew everybody in music, which was funny.
Yeah, Michael Cimbello.
Michael and
Paul was
Danny.
friends with him.
Yeah. Yeah, I worked with Danny and Michael a little bit. Danny more than Michael. But Michael was a great guy. I have funny stories about Michael, but I don't think he would appreciate me telling them. They include him very, very
Did you
drunk.
teach him how to tap on that Maniac solo?
Oh, no. But he was very, very drunk. I was asking him to teach me a song, and he didn't know what the hell I was talking about. Then
MCM Jim.
After he got
MCM
sober,
Jim
he came.
Oh, sorry.
Sorry, what is it?
MCM Jim wants to know which one was on Judge Wapner.
I don't know.
I didn't know.
Were they on it?
Brothers?
I have no idea, but he's asking.
Probably.
Were they both?
David.
Maybe they were both
Maybe
on.
first.
Yeah.
That's possible.
I don't know. To me, Peter.
Well,
would
maybe
seem like
David
more
was
the one
supposed to
that
be
would
on
be
and
on
Paul
it.
went on instead.
Peter.
This guy
Paul's
went
their
to high
last
school
name.
with.
Yeah. Yeah, that's it.
This guy went to high school with it. He goes to Dominican Republic and he sees Peter every winter there. He's there.
Yeah, he's there every winter. Yeah.
Yep.
Oh, let's take a look. Let me see what it says. I've never seen. People's Court, Barbarian Brother. Peter Paul.
Peter.
Let's see if this is if it says he was on Double Trouble.
Their biggest one was the Barbarians, wasn't it?
Yeah. Oh, I don't know. Maybe that wasn't. One of them was on. Let's see if somebody answers this. Anyone else remember the Barbarians on?
Those dudes were pretty big back in their day.
David was like 265 when he did the Barbarians movie. Massive with like 5% body fat, like 28-inch waist. Ridiculous.
Yeah, geez.
All natural.
Oh, yeah.
Right, Dave?
All natural, my ass.
Right.
That's how it goes.
He would have melted a cup with his piss.
Hey, thanks, Rafter, man. Oh, hold on. Zim's here.
Ooh.
All right.
All right, let me
Hey,
look
guys.
around
What's
everybody.
happening?
We weren't even expecting that many people, and everyone popped up.
All right.
It's like
Now
the
here
Brady
we are.
Bunch.
There you go.
Ba-dam, ba-dam,
Sorry.
bam, bam.
It's no surprise Dave's the middle square.
Yeah.
The Hollywood
By
Square.
Paul Lynn. Look, I love Paul Lynn. Let me just say this to Rafter Man, who I haven't seen in a long time. Yeah, I weigh about 183 pounds right now, which it's so funny. I looked at a video the other day and I was 260, 265, and I was just like, what a fatty. And I'm
Damn.
making all these fat jokes looking at my picture, and I'm like, why do people have a problem with this? I can make fat jokes at myself. It's funny. I'm like, back then my name was Fatrick, but you can just call me Fat.
Hey, cue up the Jabba the Hutt.
Oh, no. That one's that one got overplayed.
I love that one.
Oh, that was Ryan in our group, Bingham.
Oh.
That's what anyways.
Oh, man.
So that's how Jukebox Zim. This is Jukebox, that's Zim.
Hey, Zim, how you doing?
Jukebox, hey.
Now he's
Yeah,
a
I've seen a
guitar
couple of your
player, still
videos.
living in
All
Los Angeles. Zim, still living in Los Angeles. When was the last time you played anywhere around the whiskey or anything like that? Do you do that, Jim, or not really?
A few years ago, I was playing with this girl, Sky Delaney. She was like basically buying it out on Saturday nights for headlining, and I played with her for like a year just to get a little bit of whiskey.
I'm sorry to hear that, Rafter, man. Sorry to hear that. So that's cool. And I remember you had a rehearsal space too, and I'm trying to think where it was. Did Nuno have the space where you had it? Was that the one that was?
Oh, no, you talking about the one on Overland?
Yes.
It was like, yeah, that was a cool place. That was I think there was the two twins that owned that place.
All I remember was I think you had a
I was there.
And didn't Belichick come? Mikey Belichico. Didn't he come? Who managed the Big Angry? Didn't he come see you there or something, or run into you there?
Well, your singer Jimmy and the other guy, the DJ. I think it was Jimmy climbed up on the loft and I don't know if he was like had something to drink, and he was like he stood up and we were playing. I remember we were playing Hell's Bells, and he stood up and he like fell and face planted and had to go to the hospital and get stitches and stuff. It was really scary.
Oh, he was probably there with Mike, with Belichico.
Oh, that's who. Yeah.
It was Mike. Yeah. So yeah, Jimmy was my singer. Mike was my band's manager. And then, so the funny thing is, we did a show once at the Joint. Remember the Joint on Pico, over by Robertson?
I think so. Yeah.
We played a gig.
Yeah, that was
there.
right by the musicians' rehearsal place, right?
No, this was like
not like about a half.
It was
mile
just
from
by
there.
Robertson. I think it's like a Jewish neighborhood, like Hasidim Jews. But anyways, we did a gig there, and they have all these PAs on the wall, And Jimmy started climbing the walls and climbing and standing on top of these speaker that's hanging on a wall. We're looking up like this guy's going to die. They were fucking pissed. They were like, don't ever come back here, you
He's
motherfuckers.
liability, man.
Oh, they were
Face
flipping
planted.
out. I was just laughing because Jimmy was like a spry. He would bounce around, fall. It didn't matter. But it was funny. They were like pissed.
That's hilarious. That's like the singer from Pearl Jam was always climbing up on the scaffolding.
Hey,
and
John.
shit.
I see John in the chat. The two twins. Right. I think, yeah, you just have to say twins. I don't think you need to say two.
Yeah.
Hilarious.
Right. So, Bing, what's going on with your we talked about your amplifier a little bit. Now, John built an amplifier
Sure.
through a kit. And has anyone made a bid yet on any of the other ramps?
Oh yeah. Yeah, I think the Mark 525 is sold, and I think the third power is gone too.
Nice.
But no matter how much these people will be like, "Oh, I'll take that. Yeah, it's a deal. I'll come and see you on Sunday."
Right.
It's like that week is a very long week till Sunday.
The be-back bus.
Oh, dude, all the time.
Right.
So we'll see, but the amplifier is done, and everything works. Sounds great. It's quiet.
And you did a bunch of mods.
Yes, I did. I built it as a JTM 45, and then completely ripped the front end out and put in a JCM 800 front end, a 2204 front end, and then did a couple of Dave Friedman's mods to it. And
now, the Friedman mods, are they like the Jose mods? That type of 80s mod?
No, the notable Jose mods that people talk about would be like the extra tube or the diode clipping.
Right.
And no, I did none of that. Dave has this thing he calls a structure mod that I really
What about
like.
the Hose B mod?
I don't. That's what this is. The structure mod's really easy. All it does is it rebiases the preamp tube, the second stage of the preamp tube, and makes it it just makes it run colder, so you get more asymmetrical clipping.
Oh,
but
nice.
Yeah, it's actually pretty simple mod. All it is a couple of resistors and a capacitor on a switch.
Oh, that's a Dave mod, right? To emulate a Variac or something?
No, it's not. It's not doing that. It's literally just a preamp, more gain on your preamp.
Oh, all right.
All it is.
By running it cold?
Okay, so yes, and I'll explain because it's actually kind of easy. So with if you take your tube and you bias it where the tube likes to be, like right in the middle, you get a wavelength that's running through it, and it's strong and it's good and everything. Asymmetrical clipping is when you either bias your tube really hot and that wavelength gets cut off on the top, or when you run it really cold and the wavelength gets cut off on the bottom. So either way, you're only cutting off a portion of a half of your wavelength to get this asymmetrical clipping. Right. And that's what's happening with this switch. This switch is rebiasing it and making it colder so that you get more of this clipping. And it works shockingly well. Nice. So in stock settings, the front end of that amplifier is like a 2204, but then I've got, two values that increase the gain on the amp in both switch positions because it's a three-way switch. And then what else did I do to it? Added a resonance circuit to it so that it's got some depth, some bottom end.
All right.
All of this stuff seems like it's complicated, and it's not. It's shock. I was actually shocked how uncomplicated it really was.
Right.
Like adding a fixed depth to the amp and getting this big bottom was literally putting one resistor and one capacitor in the negative feedback loop. That's it.
Wow. Yeah.
And a lot of times when you see guys with a depth circuit on their amp, they take it to their tech, their favorite amp tech, and give me $100 and I'll put it on there for you. And then literally all he does is takes that capacitor value that you need and puts it on a variable pot, a variable resistor. That's it. So
Yeah.
you're $5 worth of parts, and $100 later, you got yourself a depth circuit on your amp.
Nice.
And it sits right in the negative feedback loop. It's really wild how.
Well, are you going to demo the amp or do any videos for the amp?
I am. Yeah, because it sounds killer.
Nice.
I'm like thrilled to death. I don't know. We haven't talked in the last few days, but I was unbelievably frustrated for like the last 3 days because I was hunting down a hum. I couldn't figure out why. Because I'm not a tech and I'm not a builder. I don't know any of this shit. This is all new. So everything takes me, 5 times as long to get done. I just couldn't figure it out. Eventually, I talked to Peter, the engineer at my work at Bad Cat, and he said, do the screwdriver test. And I said, what the hell's that? And he goes, turn the amp on and take the handle side of the screwdriver and the amp and start banging on everything until something makes noise. And I was like, seriously? And he goes, yeah, don't trash it, but bang on stuff. So I did that. And then all of a sudden I found that this one switch that was in there was microphonic. I start banging on it and it's like making noise. And I'm like, you motherfucker.
Right.
You motherfucker. So turn it off, pulled that switch out, rebuilt it, put it back in, clean as a whistle, all done. It was
awesome.
really cool.
Awesome.
That was I literally spent the previous 2 days before that like redoing all the solder flows and like the lead dressing and everything. It was such a nightmare, dude.
Guys, like, take a hammer to it. Let me just answer a couple of things. Dos Lobos, that does sound good. Cheech, I made a chuck roast, and there's a recipe. If anyone in the chat wants to follow my carnivore thing, there's a thing on Facebook called DL's Carnivore Life's Carnivore Nation, and you can join that group. And I posted the pictures of the chuck roast I made and pictures and a video that shows this woman shows how to make it. But it's really awesome.
I just made one on Saturday too.
Yeah, it's great. Okay, so let me ask this question to so Bingham's going to do a video on that. Dane, what's going on? Any new amps come through you lately? Any new guitars?
I got a solar guitar today. Oh, I got a whole bunch of G&L A-Stats that I bought for like 50. I bought like 13 of them, and they were like in parts.
Wow, that's a great guitar.
G&L guitars. Yeah, and
are they the tribute series?
I was just going to ask
I've been able to piece tribute series. Yeah, so they're on the used market. I think I can maybe get $350 or $400 a piece for them.
Yeah,
but I am missing
parts
tribute series,
on like
six of them where I miss bridge. Yeah, and you can't just find a bridge. I'll show you one if you want to see one of them.
Yeah. No, the bridge is the G&L bridge is cool.
Are you talking about the curvy looking tremolo one with the stamped?
No, the ASAP bridge is this. It's the 6 saddle telly.
Oh, got it. The
exactly.
Telly. Oh, yeah, ASAT. Yeah. I don't know why I'm thinking the other one.
Yeah, you were thinking of the Legacy or the S500.
The Legacy. Oh, that's funny. So that guy put a Fender bridge on that.
No, that's a G&L bridge.
Doesn't it say Fender?
No, this is a Fender
What is a Fender bridge?
Yeah, it says Fender.
I'm trying to find. Yeah, again, I've got a whole bunch of them, and I'm trying to get them to work. And Fender bridges don't fit usually on any of them, but the flat telly ones, you can get this one kind of telly bridge to fit. But if you try to go online and buy a G&L bridge, they're like $130 something for those guitars. And so I got all these guitars.
That's a lot.
At $50-$60 a piece, and now I can't get really bridges for them. For like, I was hoping that.
You sure you can't find them used?
And even with these two, I'm positive, man. I've searched everywhere.
Oh yeah, they do say ASAT Classic on them too. This is a USA.
You can't just buy them aftermarket from G&L. Just call Ron Moreno and get it done.
Yeah, you could do that.
Yeah, but
Dang,
they're
well-
113 bucks a piece or something.
That's more than the guitars.
Is that retail
And so for a
price or
15 or a $350 guitar, it's a lot of money.
is that the retail price? That's not. They don't have like a parts price for a
These
shop.
things
Or a
are
store?
like $549 new.
Yeah.
Yeah. So here in my used guitar shop, I'm asking maybe $350 or $400 for them.
Yeah. Yeah.
Um,
Pretty cool.
Nice.
That's a nice looking finish. Nice.
Okay, the bridges
Nice
are
A1.
$70.
Yeah.
Dane.
Yeah. Okay. For the Legacy or for the ASAT?
ASAT.
Okay. And what about
It's on
for
Gino's
the,
website. You can order the
Yeah, I've looked on there. They're expensive. I have to keep my costs down as much as possible. So I've been looking for used ones and stuff.
Yeah. Yeah, let me see if there's any used.
ASAT class.
And you
ASAT
can't
classic.
go on like there isn't a Chinese side or Wilkinson Bridge copy or anything like that where you can throw a cheapie on here.
How much was the one you saw, Dave, from GNL?
$70, $69. It's on their website.
Yeah, I'm looking at that right now too.
Plus some shipping.
All right, here's one
So
on
I'm trying to avoid doing
$50. There's a used one on Reverb for $50.
You're not gonna get
Oh,
much cheaper
cool.
than that because
It's
it's
got to be an aftermarket company in China doing them for cheap, huh?
yeah. Yeah, well, I was thinking that,
There is
maybe for a telly,
I don't
maybe
think
for like
they're
a Fender telly, but maybe not for a GNL. I'm not sure if they're compatible.
Yeah, I don't think the GNL
Yeah.
sales are strong
Hi, how are
enough to constitute having a bunch of aftermarket stuff.
Yeah.
Probably not a big market for aftermarket.
Whoever's making in fact, I think they're using the USA parts on some of those tributes. I thought that back in the day. I don't know if they're still doing it that way, but that's the way
Well,
it was
take
for a
the
while.
measurements, on the bridge and just see what fits.
Yeah.
Jukebox, what are you playing through these days? Do you have an amp or are you playing basically home amp stuff?
I still have my Hot Rod Deluxe amp. I just had that
Nice.
fixed up. Yeah, it sounds pretty good. I bought an amp.
Which one did you get? Did you get the blue
Uh,
one too, or did you get the
No, I got the one with the gray tweed cover.
Oh yeah.
The speaker cover. Yeah, it's nice. I like it.
Yeah, it came with a Celestian, I think, or a Jensen.
Yep, Celestian.
Yeah, okay. I remember that. Yeah, because they did. Oh, that's cool. Yeah,
Yeah, I
that's
always like those
Hardtail
bridges.
from GNL.
I like those bridges.
Nice. That's
It's a
GNL.
nice looking guitar. Where's your audio, Dane?
Are you muted?
Oh, he is muted. Hold on, let me unmute him. Go ahead, Dane.
I
You
had a
unmuted.
customer walk a second.
Oh, okay. Bingham, how much was that amp kit from Mojo? Oh, hold on. Let me make it bigger.
Yeah.
Sorry, Dane. Let me make it bigger.
Show it now.
Nice.
Nice. That's a good looking guitar.
Clean. That's a clean looking guitar.
Yeah.
Nice.
So, yeah, Jukebox. Dane has a shop in, I think it's Mesa, Arizona.
Arizona.
Oh,
Yeah.
okay.
Yeah.
That's one of your videos.
Yeah. The internet's
Bingham, did you
drying
have
out.
What was the price on that Mojo tone for the kit? Is it like a standard online thing?
Yeah, 600 something. It was like 660, 663, 665, somewhere in there. And then you have to buy the head shell separate. So
Nice.
all in, it was, you're starting to creep up to $1,000.
Still,
'Cause the
custom
head
amp.
shell-
That sounds fucking great.
Well, yeah, I mean, it is. it's the same exact thing as a Friedman Dirty Shirley, which is $2,700.
Right.
So I think it's pretty good.
Hey, later, John. Yeah,
I
that's
have
crazy.
a topic of conversation that you guys could probably relate to. I've been thinking about it all day because it drives me crazy.
It drives me.
Jimmy, you're here in LA. You ever go to the Costco in Marina Del Rey?
I love that one. Yeah, that's the best Costco. This guy did a video. German guy from Venice. He said that's the best Costco.
It's the busiest one in the country, actually.
Oh.
I go there all the time.
David, it's fair for me to assume, I
I
believe
watch
that
Hey, Terry.
much of your fan base is approaching the over 50, over 60 age group. And I
would
also
imagine
assume most of them are men.
Yes,
and I
I would
also
imagine.
assume that many of them have wives.
I would imagine.
What is it about Costco and
let's
old
not go
ladies?
that far.
This is how this is going to start. What is it about Costco and old ladies that makes them lose all concept of space? And you're in Costco, you're fucking pushing a big cart. There's 80,000 people around you, and guaranteed, no matter where you need to go, there's an old lady standing still in the middle of an aisle going.
Yeah. And you can drive a
Every
semi down
single
the
aisle.
aisles there. It's so big,
Oh,
I know exactly what you're talking about.
Like you can't
It's
move
always on a
over
Saturday
to the side to
or
look and
Sunday
figure out where you're
afternoon,
at.
and it's totally packed.
I went to this
Run
one
her
in
down.
Dedham. I went to this one in Dedham, and this Asian woman's like walking around in the middle of the aisle. I'm like, you can't drive these things either.
You can blindfold them with dental floss. Oh,
Yeah, she wasn't pleased, but neither
The
was I.
last time
Literally,
I
she
went
was
over
holding
there-
up both sides. Sorry, Dane.
I went to Costco and I didn't have my card with me. And they're like, okay, you got to go stand in line over there and get a new membership card or a copy or whatever. I was like, oh, okay. And my feet were already sore and everything. I'm like, okay, well, I got to watch my steps and it's a super long line. So I'm just going to go and walk around and do some shopping first. And then I'll make my way over to that line. And after about 10 minutes of being in there, I was way back in the back. Two big giant security guards are like, hey, man, you can't be in here. You're going to need your card when you go up to the front. And I'm like, here, dude, here's my driver's license. Go up to the front, get the damn card for me and bring it back. Because I don't want to walk all the way the fuck back up there to that long ass line. And they were like, well, and I said, oh, Walmart's a good alternative of being in this shithole. And I was going off on the guy. And then when I finally went back up,
the membership card
because I was with
Nazis.
my girlfriend. When I went back up to the front, there was nobody in line, so I casually walked up, got my new card, and yeah, those guys were like rude to me.
Yeah.
Call corporate. Get them fired.
Yeah,
exactly.
Be a Karen. Be a Karen.
I know.
You should be a Karen.
I do love Costco.
What's a male
no
Karen,
matter how
Kevin?
dumb it is, I love it.
I know.
Darren. I've always heard Darren. But
I'm
yeah,
gonna go in there for one item that costs $5 and leave spending 50, and I'm like, I still didn't get anything.
That's right.
I spent $400 that day.
Yeah, I'm in there every other day.
Costco. I went to Costco and we got some chocolate muffins and we get there to the line and they're like, oh, you have to have two. It's 2 for 1. I'm like, what? And it's like so stupid.
Yeah, because it's like
you walk like a mile back to get
another
muffin. Like, oh, I'm sorry, I didn't see the must buy 2 sign.
Yeah, let me show you Jim's
palate.
reaction. Okay, I'll get the second one. I'll eat more muffins. You twisted my arm. Yeah.
Hold a gun to my head.
So Terry's saying you have an amp that you paid $25 for.
Yeah, I got a crate. I've got it at a swap meet, and it has built-in effects. It's what I did the first few guitar videos I did with it, just testing it out. And I was like, this thing doesn't sound that bad,
Oh
That's
yeah,
cool.
one of those little, the little.
I mean, it's like a good little practice amp,
I'll
But
tell
for
you what
$25,
Costco sucks
That's
for
all I ever got.
is steaks. Their steaks are too expensive. $11.99 a pound. too expensive.
Yeah.
Sometimes
Yeah.
$12.99 a pound.
They suck.
But
I mean, everything there is in bulk, you know.
well, if you get the chicken thighs, the bulk chicken thighs is good. I get my bacon there.
Thighs today.
Ooh, it's so
Excited.
good.
I go to
And,
Hannaford's. Hannaford's will have sirloin regularly on sale for like $3.99 a pound.
Yeah, no, you can go to lots of places that have steak and stuff.
And
cheap. Not
they had the
Costco.
short ribs for $7.99 a pound once, and I
Yeah.
loaded up on those.
Guys are making
My
me
new
hungry.
thing is chuck roast. So
Yeah.
I've been eating chuck roast. It's fucking like $3 a pound.
Yeah, that's why I got a couple of them.
But anyways, the point about Costco is, but the bacon and eggs is great there. I'm trying to think what I bought. I always get the giant tub of sour cream.
I buy clothes there.
I'm a big fan of the thick cut
Yeah.
bacon. Are you?
I love that.
Yeah.
I love thick cut bacon.
Yeah,
It's gotta
they-
be like,
the
like
the
a little
fat.
more than a
Prices.
quarter inch.
Yeah, good prices there.
I mean,
Yeah.
the thicker that fat gets, the better it tastes.
Yeah. DL, are you a thick cut or a thin cut?
Bacon,
Yeah.
I go back and forth like every other month. I'm like, all right, I'm off thin cut. I'm on thick. And then after a while, I'm like, all right, I'm off thick. I'm going back to thin. So I go back and forth.
Fair enough.
Right now, my fridge is loaded with thin. Rafterman, that's John Bingham. And, but yeah, so I love the big tub of sour cream. I eat sour cream with impunity. I'm eating. There's also, they have Havarti cheese at Costco.
So good.
Oh,
What's that?
it's like it's
Havarti's
sliced
Is
soft
it Danish?
cheese.
Is it Danish?
Yeah, something like that.
Yeah. It's
Oh,
from
like
one of
a brie or something like that.
No. It's more solid than that.
It cuts
like-
like provolone and Swiss kind of with little holes in
yeah.
them.
Yeah. Oh, it's great. If
Oh,
you
it's
don't know
delicious.
Havarti, you got to get some Havarti.
Oh,
Join
I'll
the
have to try
Havarti
it.
party.
no carbs. I sit there
God,
and
I
I
love
pack meat
cheese.
in it, eat it, and it gets me. It makes me feel sick. That's how good it is. It gets me so stuffed. I'm like, I can't eat for 2 days. Today I ate so light because yesterday I had so much Havarti with the chuck roast. Today I was like, all right, I'll have a couple of sticks of bacon and a little bit more of this chuck roast, but I can't eat a thing. I was stuffed.
No,
Are
what
you ever
I've been
gonna eat
doing
carbs
is
again?
Yeah, stevia's fine. I picked up stevia.
I don't do carnivore, but what I've been doing is cherry peppers. I like, and I make like stuffed cherry peppers in reverse. I like just take the provolone, the ham, and then I'll put the cherry peppers in it, put a little oil in it, roll that and some Parmesan and roll it up and put toothpicks in it. Eat it that way. Very good.
Yeah. Nice.
What do you, Krellbot, what do you do? Go to AA meetings and tell everybody how to make the best mixed drinks?
Well, I don't go to AA meetings, but I do tell people I make the
you know
best
what I'm
mixed
saying?
drinks.
We're all carnivores here. He's like, I take these cherry peppers and I wrap it in fucking cabbage, and then I
Get the honey, Junior.
Yeah, it's like no one's interested. We don't like plants. But it's
Well,
like going to
it's only-
alcohol. Hey, you guys ever try a whiskey sour? Yeah, we've tried it. We're in here trying to fucking
It's
stay away
only-
from it, you shitbag.
It's only one plant away from being carnivore.
What's that?
That's true. The cherry pepper.
The cherry
thing.
pepper.
He says
Yeah,
one plant away from carnivore.
Yeah.
That's crazy.
But anyways, my point
One
was
plant
that
away from having a spicy asshole.
oh,
Well, what's that
Double
scene
burn.
from The Simpsons where Barney stands up and he says, my name's Barney and I've got a drinking problem. And then he's like, Mr. Gumble, this is a Girl Scout meeting. And he's like, is it? Or is it just you can't admit you have a problem?
right. Krillbot's the guy in Fatso going, you ever take the jelly out of a jelly donut and put chocolate swirl ice cream? And they're all like, oh,
And cherry peppers.
get the honey, Junior. Get the honey.
I'm currently finally out of like that fear of relapsing zone
Nice.
in the diet, because Jimmy hasn't heard this, and I don't know if Zin's heard it, but we talk about it all the time. I feel like a heroin addict in a crack house because my wife, You know, she brings home all these fucking things, bags of Doritos everywhere. I mean, you name it, it's here. And
Yeah.
I'm like, oh, can't touch that, can't touch that.
No.
It's just crazy. So anyway, yeah,
it's
thankfully, like now I don't even see it. Now I don't give a shit.
Yeah,
Like,
I told Rel that once you're 30 to 60 in, the level of discipline it takes to do the diet is very low because you just start not to care. In the beginning, you're like, oh, did somebody say pizza? And you start drooling and you start thinking about what toppings you want to eat. 60 days in, someone says you want a pizza. You're like, I don't want to feel like that.
Yeah.
It
Yeah, now
feels
that
too
I'm thinking
good.
about it,
Any
we're
pizza.
almost in September, so I'm almost 30 days in.
Yeah.
I think I really tightened it up right around like August 5th. Something like
Nice.
that. So
you're on the full keto?
No, he's on
Say again?
carnivore.
No, I've
You're
been
on the
more on
carnivore?
like the keto thing.
Oh, you are keto.
Yeah, I mean, I haven't been eating any carbs or anything, but like I still like some veg, so I've been eating some veg, but other than that, it's just protein
No
and
bread?
veg. No, none of that.
Yeah, I've been staying away from that too, except today.
Quite frankly, the only veg has been like, even that's rare. Like I had some broccolini the other day. It was great.
Yeah.
But
Everett Cummings, Joe is not MIA. Joe is off tonight. He had a few things going on and wasn't sure he was going to make it. And he messaged me before we started and said, I'm not going to make it. And I said, have a great night off. So Joe is relaxing, doing his thing.
I have an idea for a list. I have an idea for a list.
Excellent. Stepping in for the
Rockfeed put out their top 30 hair metal bands.
top 30 hair metal. I
And there's a
don't
guy
know. Could I
named
name
Guitar
30
Mac.
hair metal bands?
Well, they're
Guitar
gonna
Mac's YouTuber talked about it.
they're
Yeah,
gonna
we
have
know
bands in
Max.
there that weren't hair metal.
So Max used to work out at my gym, and he used to be a customer of me and Bingham's back in the day.
Oh, wow.
You remember Max Bingham?
Yeah, so he's got a
I know
video
who you're
where he
talking
put
about.
out a couple of days ago where he goes through it. But
He's been doing a lot of
kind
sawtooth
of
videos.
interesting, maybe.
Oh God.
Do I know Max,
Yeah.
Dave?
Yeah.
You would know if you saw him. Worked out at Gold's and used to come into the store. Was a real fit kid, young.
What about the kid who was a
yeah.
martial artist? He was like a brown belt. He used to work at Gold's. He used to come into the store a lot. I
He
can't
did?
remember. I'm having a blank on his name.
He had a brown belt or brown shorts. Thank you.
Brown belt. He was
enough.
about 6 feet tall. You know, pretty lean, about 185 maybe.
Oh, I don't know.
I mean, God, I can't believe I can't remember his name. It'll come back to me.
I don't know. I'll tell you what was funny one time was Warren Cucurullo. You remember Warren?
Warren Cucurullo.
Warren, I was talking to him at out in front of his restaurant, Via Veneto, one day. And we're talking, and he's like, what's going on over at West LA? I'm like, hey, we were talking about it. That was it. Like a couple of days later, he comes in there and he goes, dude, what are you doing here? I'm like, I work here. It's like, you do? I'm like, we had a 2-hour conversation out in front of your restaurant about it.
Oh shit!
He was like, is that what we were talking about? That's when I realized he was in and out.
Is he missing brain cells instead of missing
I don't know.
persons?
Exactly. He's a good dude, but just funny. There was some funny things, quirky, I should say.
He was really good with Frank Zappa. He was the one when Zappa was on that live record. He was like, "Let's hear it for another great Italian, ladies and gentlemen, Al Di Meola," and he was like imitating Di Meola and all these other guys.
No, Cucurullo could play.
Yeah, he's got chops.
Yeah, he's a great player. In
Oh,
fact,
yeah,
remember
and boy,
Leo
he can play.
Scala? Do you remember Leo? Leo used to build his guitars. Leo worked for Gary Kramer.
Yeah, I think so. Yeah.
Yeah, Leo was a real
remember the
good
name.
guy. I like Leo a lot. Serbian dude, really nice guy. Really cool. I like Leo a lot. All right, let's hear this list. Do you have it in front of you, Dane?
No,
he's going
I'm
Mitch
searching,
McConnell on
and
us.
I don't know.
Okay. I think
I was
Binger
hoping
was.
I could put it in the
No, it was.
private chat
Sorry,
and
it
stuff,
was.
but I don't know.
Krellbach had a list.
I'm computer
I've
literate.
got a few up. It's like
I don't know.
Oh, we'll
I'm
wait
not
till
sure.
30. We usually like to hit the last hour with it.
Well, I have one top 30 hair metal albums.
Hold on, I wanted to. No. Well, let's avoid
100
hair
greatest
metal.
hair
for now.
glam metals band. Yeah. Okay. Well, the other ones I have is like top 10 fastest guitar players of all time.
He did play in Duran Duran. Yeah, he wrote on the Wedding album. Both him and Vinnie Colaiuta played on that record. All right, I'm just going to make myself the main screen for a second to show you this guitar and talk about why this guitar is back out of its case, and I've been using it. And I really love this guitar. So this guitar is an ASAT Classic S that was built for me by G&L.
Nice.
It's got a 1 3/4 nut. It has a V-neck stainless steel frets.
Nice.
They offered the Classic S, which was the Telecaster bridge, Strat middle, and Telecaster front, and I requested that they put 2 Strats. Sorry?
The Lipstick 2 pickup?
Right. Instead of the lipstick or the smaller MFD, I wanted the exact Strat. So these pickups are fantastic. It's got a push-pull on the volume. Where's the volume?
Oh, nice.
Right here, which gives it 7
Strat sounds.
No, it turns on the no, they're single coils. It turns on the neck pickup. So in the back position you have neck and bridge, and in the fore position you have neck, bridge, and middle. So you can get that kind of sound. The reason why this guitar is out is because not only is it maintaining its perfect setup, but this is a bone nut. All right.
Oh, nice.
Now, on my Strats and anything that had the Warmouth neck, I had Corian nuts put in. And I'm noticing that my G string is getting too deep in the nut, that the Corian doesn't hold it well. And mainly because, like, if I'm playing like chords,
you press it down.
I dig because I'm used to playing acoustic, and I dig in.
Yeah.
And the bone nuts that I have all work really well. And in fact, this neck back here, this is Corian on this telly.
Nice.
And that's going to get changed. So I'm going to take 3 guitars within the next week into Boston to my repair guy. And my repair guy is going to put bone nuts on 3 of my guitars. Then I'm going to bring 3 more in and trade them out. He'll put 3 more bone nuts on that. And then there's one guitar that's one of my Strats that I have to get the scalloping done on, that I want the scalloping. And that'll be it for me with getting all my guitars repaired and ready to go. The 2 Strats that I'm selling on Facebook already have bone nuts, stainless steel frets. They're actual full Strats. Those aren't Warmouth necks. That's why they're bone nuts. But anyways, so let me explain this to you guys for the future reference. If you're buying a guitar from a neck from Warmouth and they offer you nut material, either pick bone or pick graphite, but stay the fuck away from Corian. It sucks. It's sticky. It doesn't hold great. It's sticky, so it doesn't hold great tune if you're using a whammy bar. There's a couple of issues with it that I really have a problem. And the main one is it's soft as fuck. My fingers just chew right through it. And so that's not the way I would go. Now, Graphtec or graphite nuts are really good, but I do think the bone is the way to go. And the guy who I talked to said he could do either bone or graphite. The Tusk nuts are graphite, Ricky, and they're great. But I do think my guy likes working with bone. He was like, if you want graphite, order graphite. But I didn't care. I wanted bone, so I'm going to get bone. I think the Roland nuts are awesome. I think they're great. A Roland nut's a great nut.
Yeah, steel's not going to wear down.
No, steel. In fact, maybe I should.
I regret not getting stainless steel frets on my Strat. Those frets are Oh my God, it looks like it's a 50s Strat. It's
When
so
you say
worn out.
bronze Cheech, I think you're referring to what's called a brass nut. Brass nuts are great. Finding somebody who's willing to work with it and do it is a different thing, and it may cost you more to get it installed. Bone is something that's simple, although I might consider putting a roller nut on one of these guitars, especially the heavy metal black skull Strat. But yeah, so that's what I tell you to avoid is anything with a Corian nut. And somebody was saying to me like the nut material makes a difference. It doesn't. It doesn't in the course of tone. It does for longevity and for stickiness, where bone really works great and Corian doesn't. But you're not going to hear a difference between a plastic nut, a bone nut, a brass nut. If you did, then you would hear the difference every time you strum a chord. Like here, if I'm playing this is a bone nut with stainless steel frets. So if I'm playing an open E, are you going to say, oh, the E, B, and E string all have a really different tone than the fretted notes? No, it sounds like a fucking guitar. It always sounds like a guitar. The cork sniffer's got to stay out of it, and it's a guitar. But that's so that's like my thought on it. Some people are like, oh, I like brass saddles. It sounds better than steel saddles. Oh, really? Let me play you a record, and you tell me if these are brass or steel.
I saw the funniest. I saw the funniest kind of meme about this. The very thing. It was. You ever see those like equip board photos where it'll be like a picture of Slash or something, and it'll have like his entire rig, like the amps, the cabinets behind him, the effects racks, and it'll show you the whole thing. You know what I'm talking about?
Yeah.
And so there's this picture, and it was of Slash, and it had like 2 full Marshall stacks and a big load of pedal board stuff, and then a big rack. And then at the top it said, this flame maple sounds really nice, or something like
excellent.
That. And it's like,
exactly,
fucking classic.
Well, here's the thing. So I tell people, like some people, like, oh, you don't think the nut matters? You don't think the bridge matters? And I say this: if I showed everybody in this group, Dane, Jimmy, John, Krellbar, I'm going to show you 5 guitars. One is red, one is white, one is sunburst, one is black, and one is green. Out of 100 times I show you the card, how many times would you get it 100% right? Every time. You're never going to look at a green guitar and say that's the sunburst, that's the red. Yeah. You'd know which guitar. Every time you look at the card, you're going to say to me, that's the green, that's the sunburst, that's the black, because the color is actually there. Now, if I were to play 5 different bridge materials and play them for you and ask you 100 times, how many times do you think you would get it right? What percentage do you think you would get it right?
You'd be guessing.
You'd be guessing. That's my point. That's how you know it's bullshit. That's
exactly the comparison my point. Between one and the other would be 50-50.
When some guy comes up and says, I think the bridge makes a difference, and I blindfold him and he gets it right 100 times, all 5 different materials, he's the guy I'll listen to. But he doesn't exist because it's impossible.
What about Eric Johnson says he can hear the difference between a Jim Dunlop black Jazz 3 and a red one?
Well, how come he can't hear the difference between a good song and a bad song? He hasn't written a fucking decent record in 100 years. He can hear the difference between the batteries or the pick material, but he can't fucking hear what a hit song sounds like.
That's right.
Christ.
It was funny when I saw him at the bull run and stuff. He had this constant buzzing that he couldn't get. He had this constant buzzing and couldn't get rid of it. It's like, the tone master can't get rid of this fucking buzz.
He can tell what kind of battery's in the wah-wah pedal, but he can't get rid of the buzz. That's funny.
That's pretty
funny.
He
can tell what kind of battery's in the fucking wah pedal on the song that he played that will never get on the radio.
That's funny.
Who is that? Is
that Dangerous Toys?
Yeah, we opened for Dangerous Toys Saturday.
Gotcha.
That's what Dangerous Toys looks like now?
Scott Dollover.
When did they get Billy Gibbons in the band?
That's
Yeah,
what
I
was
know.
gonna say.
That's
Billy Gibbons
Texas.
playing a
Dusty
reverse
Hill.
head,
They're
playing a
from
robin.
Texas, so that's what they want to look like.
Oh, they're from
Dusty
Texas.
Hill
Is
was
that
in
guitar
Daddy's
a
playing for
robin?
this band.
Dane, was he playing a robin?
Yeah,
No,
it looks
he's
like a
playing-
robin.
He's
No,
playing one that he made.
I don't know.
I
don't
know
know.
I know the guy a little bit.
It looks like some kind of a telly with a reverse headstock.
It's
I
not
don't know.
Robin Neck.
No, he makes
It's a
those
cool
guitars.
headstock.
Oh
I like
shit, he
that.
makes those.
I'm
Robin's a
telling you.
Texas guitar company.
Oh yeah, nobody can put a CNC program.
So
together
who?
that copies their
What's the name of the
headstock.
guitar
Come on,
player?
I'm saying he's
Come on.
copying the Robin.
Well, that's fine. I'm just saying he makes them.
Yeah, I mean, but they were a Texas company. It's called the Robin Texas Rawhide guitar.
Wow.
Giddy up.
Hold on. I'm gonna see. I'm looking it up on Reverb. I want to see if they show the headstock. Oh no, this isn't the same
Isn't it
headstock. Hold
basically just an Explorer headstock?
on. Reverse. Yeah. Hold on. Let me just see this thing. You have to understand, this was like a guitar that I was in love with as a kid. I was like, ooh, I want that Robin with the pointy headstock.
A Robin wedge.
Oh, maybe it was called a Ranger Custom.
Hockey stick.
Oof. Oof.
Reverse hockey stick headstock.
I like that.
Where you found it? Robin Telly. Headstock. Here it is. Are you going to show me this thing or what? Images.
That's a cool looking headstock.
Ghost Machine Guitars.
Like he's
is the
gonna
name
do a
of
slap
the
shot or
guitarist.
something.
I love those old Robins. I can't find it.
Yeah, guitarist in my last band, the guitar player, he used to have a couple of Robins. Ended up selling those.
I actually sat next to the bass player's wife for a minute, and she was telling me that like 4 out of the 5 guys are still original guys.
Yeah.
And I think that first album dropped in 1989, so they were kind of late to the old hair metal thing, but they're a little more
Yeah.
aggressive than regular hair metal, but they are Texas blues based,
Ricky
they're
Compton, the
pure
Machete
metal.
was their was their super strat. I love that guitar. The Robin Machete.
Yeah.
I think Jimmy from 24/7 Spies played one for a while.
Yes,
too.
he did. And
I remember that
actually,
guy.
Stevie Ray Vaughan used to advertise. I think he had that double, the Mando guitar there, like a little mandolin and a guitar. That was Robin.
Next month, we're going over there to open for the singer of Vixen. Yeah, the original lead singer of Vixen, and
can't
she's
remember
got her
what her name
husband.
is.
Howard
Yeah, she's
Stern
got her
used to have a
husband on
black
guitar
Robin.
and all that.
That's terrible.
Yeah, he still does, doesn't he?
Oh, okay, very good. Very good, Robin. Very good. It's a good joke.
Yeah, it was a Robin RDN octave double neck electric guitar, 1982, Stevie Ray Vaughan.
Yeah, they were like a big, like late 80s, 88, 89. They were like the up and comers coming. They were the ones kind of who got crushed by the end of the Super Strat era there. Because Robins came out like 88, 89, competing with Jacksons. They were like a higher end Washburn. I mean, they were nice. I don't know why I brought up Washburn, but I always thought about that Wonder Bar was like the worst system ever.
Yeah.
Do you remember the Wonder Bar?
Oh, yeah, it's a
That's
castle
one,
on
that's
top
the one
of
where it goes down in key or something.
No, that's a Transtrem from Steinberger.
Okay. Whatever
But
happened
no,
with
the
that?
Wonder Bar, it was like this huge fucking metal castle on your friggin' guitar. And that bar was so loose feeling. It's like, it just didn't feel right. It's like, and I swear it didn't return to pitch right. Not because it was getting stuck on the nuts. It's like the springs weren't returned to pitch right. My friend,
Wonder
because when you
looks like it's based off of the same idea that the Kaler bridge was.
Yes, it came out after the Kaler. It was but it was
Oh,
even more over the top.
Yeah.
And the reason they called it the Wonder Bar was when you installed it on your guitar, you were like, I wonder if I'll get my money back.
I wonder if it's gonna
Wonder
work.
Bar.
If it was, I wonder if it was worth it.
Yeah, right.
I wonder how much I can get for this guitar and buy a real guitar now that I've destroyed it with this Wonder Bar.
Yeah, it's
Hey,
it's
I wanna-
funny.
I wanna
It
get a
almost
Look
locking
up
looks like-
system
inside. What do we got up
for
there, Zim? A young lady?
I wish I could zoom in. It's some woman out leaning against her car, smoking a cigarette out in the parking lot.
Ask her if she wants to be on the show.
Honey, we're gonna make you a star.
Wow, someone likes him because these friggin' Wonder Bars are selling for mint used.
Every jack off,
249,
every
179,
jack off on the
286.
internet buys old gear and thinks like,
Yeah.
I'll tell you, have you guys been watching any of this Nike, like the sneaker fucking people?
No.
They have these sneaker conventions. These guys are like, I got 300 of these sneakers that nobody has yet. They haven't been released. He wants like $5,000 a shoe. I'm like, is the fucking world off its axis? It's a shitty Nike sneaker. You could take your
maybe
Air
it's
Jordans and go fuck yourself. They're uncomfortable.
Well, it's whoever will buy it.
I got 12 pair of Vans.
Yeah.
I mean, in the baseball card community, the Jose Uribe card from 1990 Flair, he's a no-name, but someone just posted for this sum of money, and then that became the whole thing. They sold for a ton of money, even though there were a ton of them made.
By the way,
And
look at
people will
his
buy them.
sneakers. Dane is showing his sneakers. He paid $50. He's selling them for $4,000. Start your bids. Call him up. He wants your money.
These are the
Those are
Thrasher magazine
nice.
ones.
Yeah.
I read Thrasher
Okay,
magazine. I
calm
guess
down,
it was a
Spicoli.
magazine.
Calm down, Spicoli.
Yeah.
Hey, if Vans are good enough for Spicoli, I'd wear them. There's nothing wrong with Vans and like
he hit his head over it and goes, "That was my
I'm
skull.
so wasted.
I'm so wasted."
Shane for the teen.
RL says he
the
has
cheaper
many
boy
Jose. RL says he has many Jose Urbe cards. Their fakes go for $2,000.
Do you guys remember the band Zebra from 1981
course.
or 83?
Great
I
band.
remember them.
I believe
83.
Yeah.
Tell me what you want. Who's behind
like
the
a
door? The
Superstar
La
band,
La
wasn't it?
song.
They did. Tell me what you want, so you really, really want. Won't you tell me what you want?
We're
wanna
opening
help,
for
I wanna
Zebra.
help.
We're opening
Which
in
which one was
Zebra,
Baby Spice again?
Oh, you're opening for
in
them?
November. Yeah, we're opening
good for
Zebra in
you.
November.
I love
at
Randy
the-
Jackson.
the Cajun, no, it's the Canyon Club in Aurora Hills.
Oh wow, Agora Hills. Yeah.
Angora Hills, is that what it's called?
Agora Hills.
Agora Hills.
Yeah.
Oh, that's
Randy
cool. I gotta
Jackson's
figure
a
out
great
how the hell
guitar
that
player
hell
and
is.
singer for that band.
Mm-hmm.
He's
Randy
great.
Jackson.
Wasn't Zebra like
the bass
Zebra
player
like
for
a
Journey?
super group? It was all like
Yeah, they were a
ex-members of
trio.
the big band.
Well,
Yeah.
they,
They weren't a
weren't.
super
They weren't
they
a
weren't a
super group.
supergroup.
They were
No?
a power trio though.
Canadians.
Power trio from New Orleans.
Yeah.
From
I think
the
they're
frozen white
Canadians.
tundra.
No, they're not Canadians. They're from New Orleans.
But they used to
Oh.
play the Long Island circuit, I think.
They were
Didn't
originally.
they,
I
with
think,
Twisted Sister.
I think that's where they were from originally.
Oh,
Hey,
wow.
This Washburn Wonder Bar from a distance looks like it's based off of the Millennium Falcon.
Exactly.
It looks.
They actually have a Wonder Bar Lego set.
Is that the same people that made the Wonder Bra?
No.
No.
Look at Jim, it's real simple. I do the jokes, you guys do the laughing.
We're the audience here.
Hmm.
We're Dave's
I'll be the
audience.
man.
Oh no, it's funny. Come on, Jim. Listen, that Lego set bit's pretty funny. I was gonna tell you something. I can't remember what it was now. Shane Fortin saw by the way, Dangerous Toys in 91 when they were just kids.
Red Rocks. How cool would it be to go there? I've never been to Red Rocks. It's kind of on my bucket list.
Red Rocks.
Yeah, but
Red
haven't you been up
Rocks.
to Sedona?
No, it's in Colorado.
No, but haven't you been to Sedona?
I have been to Sedona.
Yeah, Sedona's fucking awesome.
I went to
man.
rehab
That's one of the
there.
most beautiful places on the planet.
I agree.
Yeah.
I agree.
Well, they have a concert venue in Sedona.
No.
I think that's
a lot
what
of
he
red
was.
rock there. There's a
Yeah.
lot of mountains, the big red mountains, red rock.
Yeah, that's how it's like Sedona. Sedona, it's like
Yeah.
all red rocks surrounding in Sedona.
Well, I think Dane
it's
was talking
beautiful.
about playing.
No, he's not. He's
Wouldn't
not.
that be cool?
He said it was to go there. No, it wasn't to play there.
I wish I could play there.
Yeah, I mean, but Krellbot, just look up Sedona, Arizona. The red rocks are like breath. When you're there and you go down that, you go up 17 and then you go down that little side road through the woods, Dane.
Right. Yeah.
And then all of a sudden it opens up and
mountain.
you're at the bottom of the Grand Canyon and you're just like,
Yeah.
what the fuck?
It's most
breathtaking.
it's known most
Yep.
for its rehab facilities.
Cathedral Rock.
Like the Betty
I
White.
didn't know. I couldn't
yeah,
tell you. I
and all
was
that
junked
stuff.
out at the time.
Yeah,
Thank
it's,
you.
it's known for rehab. You go there, you got lots of money, you got to kick a habit.
Well, because it's also very earthy, crunchy. They have a lot of like the astrologers and the spiritualists are there.
great for hiking and stuff.
New Age
Yeah.
hippies.
Yeah, a lot of hippies, and it's really the epicenter there of the Hopi Indian tribe. So there's lots of Cocapellis to be bought.
What the fuck's a
do that
Coca-Cola?
anymore.
It is, and no, that's what I was thinking when you said, "Oh, it's so great." No, it's a tourist trap. And you go down the main street, and there's an old restaurant. I was there about I don't know, maybe 12 years ago. I went there with this girlfriend I had at the time.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's all just shops and Southwest.
Yeah. Right, but
jewelry
I'm telling you,
stores, and I
how many
know
times did you go
where-
into a
I don't
shop
know.
and somebody's selling a Cocapelli of some sort?
I know. No.
It's
I'm not
everything.
into it.
Krellbot, look
Not
up a
into it.
Cocapelli. It is the symbol of Hopi fertility, the Hopi tribe's symbol of fertility. There are two versions of it, one where he's pointed up, one I think he's pointing down. And it's like an all Hopi Indian art is
Okay. Yeah, I've seen.
and
those
Hopi
before.
Indian art is always done in silver. They're all silver guys, whereas like the Navajos, all the turquoise. You're not going to get turquoise from the Hopi. In fact, the Hopi think that the Navajo are tacky.
That's the Apaches.
Folks, I'm making that part up. But come on, follow me with the humor, will you? Could you imagine the Hopi Indians? Yeah, those Navajos are tacky. Oh, they're so yesterday.
I come to the DL show to learn about Native American tribes. That's why I'm here.
I do a lunch circuit where I go talking about the different tribes.
I'm 1/8 native. Ojibwa.
Did you ever hear the Phil Hendry bit when he talks about, he's like, I talk
Ojibwa.
about Arab cultures, and he's like, what's the difference between a Persian and an Arab? One rides a camel, the other one rides a carpet. I mean, and he's doing this seriously, and people are just getting furious. It's fucking gold.
Well, I remember someone saying once that a Puerto Rican was just a shipwrecked Mexican.
Oh my God. Racism is funny. I don't care. I don't care if it's
Oh, yeah,
politically
it's-
correct. Racism is funny. I don't care. It'll
Yeah.
never offend
Yeah,
me.
well, it's context. It's all about context.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm sick of this. Like, everybody gets offended era. You know.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Bullshit.
But I'm just
You
saying
can't-
this for real.
Bring back
The
Archie
Hopi
Bunker.
Indians, of all the tribal Indian shit, the Hopi Indians, I think, has the most, like, I like their art. I like everything in silver. I like the Cocapelli, but I like their stuff. Like, it's a cool vibe. It's not like, not like some of the other tribes stuff. Some of the other Indian artwork I don't really care for. Whatever that. What's the guy who wears the Navajo rings? Jakey Lee. Thank you.
Thinner.
The thinner
Isn't
joke.
he from
Have
the
you seen
Southeast
Jakey Lee
tribe?
recently? Jukebox.
I've seen him. Yeah.
He looks like the woman in Thinner. Thinner. The Indian
Yeah.
woman.
Totally. I
Right?
just need thinner.
Yeah, right. Exactly. Yeah. He was a good looking thin guy.
Yeah, he looks. Yeah,
That's why, I got to
lot
tell
of
you,
these
one day
old
I
rock
woke up,
stars-
one day I walked upstairs and I'm struggling to get upstairs. I'm fat at 265. I looked in the mirror and I went, and I looked and I said, fuck, I'm bigger than Jakey Lee. I got to start dieting. How come he hasn't thought that yet?
From what I understand, Jakey Lee is purely on an alcohol diet.
Oh, is that what it is?
Yeah, I think so.
We
Cheech is
call that
wondering
the
who
Gary
Ozzy's
Richrath
best
diet.
What did you have for dinner tonight, Jake? Well, I had some Buffalo Trace. How about yourself?
Just hoping we talk Ozzy's best guitarists.
Who was Ozzy's best?
best?
Well, it's fucking easy. It's Randy and fucking Zach.
Yep.
I like Zach a lot. I think Zach's underrated. But Gary Richrath.
I
Have you
think
guys
Zach
seen
is
a young
overrated.
Gary Richrath and then see old
Yeah.
Gary Richrath?
Yep.
the guy just passed away.
Yeah,
Yeah, a
young
few years
Gary
back.
Richrath, a young, good-looking surfer dude type of look. Old Gary Richrath, Charlotte Ray on The Facts of Life.
Yeah.
It's a
What
shame.
about Steven Tyler?
Steven Tyler looks like,
Looks like an
a
old gypsy
grandmother
woman.
who lost touch of how to apply makeup. Right? And don't get me
Kevin,
wrong, Steve, if you're watching the show, I know Steve Tyler watches the show. Steve, if you're watching the show, don't take offense. But seriously, maybe,
Kevin,
see somebody
from,
about it.
The
Try
singer
not to
from
get a
REO
picture with your
Speedwagon.
shirt off again.
The singer from REO Speedwagon, Kevin
Cronin.
he's looking kind of scary these days. He's super old, super skinny.
Well, he was
Still
all super
going out
skinny
and
and old
trying
looking
to
to begin
sing.
with. So
Yeah.
How about
He was
how
just
about
doing
the
it
Dennis,
What
Dennis
about
DeYoung?
bands that you think should call it
Who?
quits right now? Can we do 10 bands you guys think they should probably just not hit the stage ever again?
Absolutely.
Yes.
I got for one, first of all, because this band does not have one original member getting on the stage.
Leonard Skinner.
Foreigner.
Foreigner. Yeah, I was just gonna say.
Well, they're on their reunion tour.
What are they
Right now.
reunion from never being in the band?
Yeah.
I don't know who the
John.
hell's in that band now.
Lou Graham.
Well, I know on bass they
Not in the
have they have the dude from Dawkins. So what was
Yeah,
his
Jeff
name
Pilson.
again?
Jeff Pilson.
Jeff
yeah.
Pilson.
Jeff
Oh,
Pilson.
Yeah. What does that have to do with Foreigner?
Well, I
White
don't know.
Snake needs
He's
to
probably
stop.
been in Foreigner
David
longer
Coverdale's
now
done.
than he was ever in Dawkins. After a while, when you become, I've been in this band longer than that original dude was in the band.
Shane
No,
14 has a great one.
Morse was in
Juan
Deep
Crucier.
Purple.
Juan Crucier from Rat used to be the original Dawkins bass player.
Right. Instead of all this side information, how about naming a fucking band that should call it quits?
I said it. I said White Snake. I mean, David Coverdale's done. He's been done. for
Haven't
a
they
while.
called it quits?
No, as far as I know,
The
I
I mean,
think
they
they
still got
tour.
Reb Beach, and
Yeah.
they were playing like a year ago or something.
Well, Reb's back in Winger. Winger just put out a new album like 5 months ago, and so Winger's doing really.
Okay, well, put them on the
Rod
list.
Morgenstein.
Winger, man, no, dude. Winger
Howie's
is
been on
still
tour with Winger
good.
all
Winger
year.
is great.
Yeah, I was going to say Howie Simon has been playing guitar for Winger.
With Reb
Is-
Beach.
Is he with Reb?
Yeah.
I did not know that.
Yeah,
He
done-
loves Reb.
Yeah, they're close. They're doing a show. They're playing here in LA tomorrow night.
Are you going to go?
I don't want to. He's been
Where are they
bugging me to
playing?
go, but I just don't want to. It's like I gotta.
You
go
should
to,
go.
I gotta go.
You get to meet
Hollywood.
Reb.
It's always funner when you're out at the show. Once you get out of your chair and you drive through the traffic and you're at the show, and then once you're there and the band's playing, you're like, man, I'm so glad I came.
Ask him if you can come out with a mic for the "She's Only 17." Like you can just come out and
I was
sing.
gonna say, if it was like
Where
if
are they
it was
playing?
like- if it was somebody I wanted to see, I'd be more into it. Like if I'd be more into going and seeing Howie play the Hard Way gig that he plays.
Yeah.
Than the Winger thing. I just
Oh, are you not a Winger fan?
I've got 2 of their records from the early 90s, and like I wish I didn't. It's not for me, dude. It's
I have the first
like,
one.
It's like the dangerous toys thing. I know Scott, and I told Scott right to his face. I was like, I didn't like your band.
Yeah.
And he's like, I don't give a shit.
There's bands that should quit.
Ask me what Winger album
when
I
they
have.
go out and play, they don't make any money.
What Winger album do
So
you
if
have?
you're an old band
None, I'm
and you
straight.
can't make money, then that's when you should quit. When you're an old band and you can't make money,
No love for
anymore,
Chip.
that's when you should quit. But if you're a Motley Crue and everybody's like, you guys suck, but they're still packing in coliseums and stadiums, then you have to let them continue to play because they have.
Well, no one's stopping them, but I mean,
How
it's an opinion
overqualified
thing.
is John Five for that gig, Dave? How overqualified is John Five for Motley Crue?
Well, he's looking to pick up a paycheck. I can't fault him, but I fault the audience for going. Somebody says to me, "Who wants to see Motley Crue?" I'd be like, "Finish the sentence. Die in a crash? Yeah, I'll tell you. I'll see that." But
Go see their
live?
tribute
No.
band. Go see their tribute band, and probably better.
And probably better.
I don't want to hear their songs. That doesn't even make any sense. I go see their tribute band and hear other musicians play those shitty songs. Can't I just fucking pretend
You like
that
the
doesn't
first
exist?
album. You like the first album.
I'll give you two bands
I wouldn't see the band.
that should have never carried on, and my reasoning behind it is because their singer is iconic and really is the footprint of the band. The first one is Skid Row. Once Sebastian Bach was not in Skid Row was done.
I never knew
call it
they played
another
without
band.
him.
Yeah, they've been
Oh,
playing.
not
They've been
the
playing
band.
for
They
years.
can't do it. They don't
with
draw.
some other guy that
They won't
doesn't
make
sound
money.
anything like him, and it's
Oh, in
like,
2000, Sebastian was out of the band.
yeah, it's been a long time. The other one is Queensryche.
I was
Yeah,
going to
they have
say
a
that.
different singer now, right?
Without Jeff Tate,
And
it's not
what about
Queensryche.
Jeff Tate's Queensryche?
He
I
can
love
keep
them.
Is
going.
this
I think
that one
they're
can
great.
keep going?
He can keep
I
going.
think
Yeah.
so.
All right.
He's
I think
the
so,
sonic
too.
footprint of
Yeah.
that band, and I mean, quite frankly, what's his face left? It was
Chris
like
DeGarmo.
that scene in that really bad Marky Mark Wahlberg movie Rockstar.
Yeah.
Jennifer Aniston, after he leaves the room, Jennifer Aniston said, "All the
Taking my
talent
work
that was
stand."
just in this room just left the room."
I
That's,
agree.
That's what happened when Chris DeGarmo left Queensryche.
And you can go see Jeff Tate's Queensryche now, and there's like 120 people in the wherever you go see him. He's only bringing in like 300 people to see him or something.
Yeah.
It's
He can
crazy,
do
right?
small
He's playing
theaters.
clubs that
It's
I
crazy, but
The few
man,
Ethel
they're-
Merman fans, right?
Yeah,
But
nobody.
I
wants-
actually
nobody
like the idea of having John in a toga, eating grapes, looking at Queensryche saying, "You guys can't play, but you may continue."
and
Be
Jeff
like,
Tate
be like
can
the guy
still
from the Roman Coliseum, like
Exactly.
Tate can still hit the high notes, take hold of the flame. He's hitting that
Ah.
high falsetto scream. He's crushing it.
Yeah. I love the first two records, the Warning and Rage for Order. I'm not shy about it.
Right.
But,
I thought you said you weren't gay.
Queen of the
right, I lied. I was just going to say that.
there you go.
And here we come full circle to be telling you that I don't own any winger because I'm not gay. And here I am, gay as a fucking queer as a $3 bill. Listen, when you listen to the Ethel Merman of heavy metal, take hold of the flame. Right, the vibrato is like, geez, could you lay it on any
Everything's coming
thicker?
up roses.
Oh,
It's so funny.
What about Iron Maiden?
Scorpions are awesome. Continue living the dream.
I heard they
yeah,
can't even
that's
speak English.
good.
They're like, yeah,
You nailed
nice
that.
to meet you.
Unbelievable.
Oh,
So yeah, Queensryche. Okay, so Queensryche's gone, but Jeff Tate can continue.
I think
Continue.
so.
You know what's funny? I watched. It came in my feed. David Lee Roth live in April of '88 with Steve Vai, but was not. It was not Billy Sheehan on bass. I don't know who the hell was on
Yeah, it
bass.
was Greg Bissonet's brother.
Yeah, Greg's
Matt-
brother.
Oh, okay. I was gonna say it looked like Peppermint Patty from Charlie Brown, but like he had that kind of haircut where it folds over. But anyways, Lee Roth was in tune and in time. And I have to say,
auto tune.
no, but do you remember when David Lee Roth went on tour a few years later with Joe Holmes when Jason Becker couldn't go on tour?
Yeah, when he got sick.
It was with Joe Holmes, really? I thought they used Hunter there.
On the show I saw was Joe Holmes.
Was it any
and
good?
Lee Roth was laughable. He was terrible. Couldn't sing, couldn't dance, jumping around with a giant fucking phallic microphone, inflatable microphone. It just sucked. And I watched this show from 2 or 3 years earlier, and I was like, he was great here. And I don't know if it wasn't he wasn't drinking. I don't know what his deal was. But I was very surprised.
Probably brought out the best of him, where he's like, okay, I gotta.
Yeah, it was the tour for what was that song? It must be just like living in Paris. And Lee Roth was in tune, and he was even singing the Van Halen stuff better than I've ever seen him sing it live with Van Halen.
Yeah.
Like he was good at that one show.
Just got sloppy at the end.
I saw him live. I saw him live in '99. Brad, whatever his name is, was playing guitar for him.
Oh, that was on the Sam and Dave show.
Oh, and they used to flip a coin to see.
No. Sorry, it was Brian who played with him on that.
Yeah. I can't remember the guy's name. The guy's name is Brad something or another.
Was it the guy who started?
He ended up working
99 was the year the DLR band came out with.
Did he die?
They had an album with John 5 on it. That was the year that album came out. Was 99.
Oh, okay. Yeah. But
the DLR band,
right? But it wasn't the DLR band tour. It was just him, and he had Brad, whatever his name was, on guitar. Or no, not Brad. I'm sorry, it wasn't Brad. It was Bart.
Bart Walsh?
Bart Walsh playing guitar.
Exactly, the guy who started the Atomic Punks.
The guy, yeah, that's
right.
I
knew Bart Walsh.
He died.
I replaced him in a band a long time ago.
Yeah, John 5 played before 99, before 98 with David Lee Roth, because he was still going by John Lowry when he was playing with Roth. Okay. That was before Marilyn Manson.
Yeah, but anyway, 99, that show, he was excellent. Lee Roth, the vocals were great.
Really?
Oh, yeah, he was right on.
Let me ask you about John 5. Before he changed his name, how was his playing? Very seasoned?
Terrible.
Awful.
Folks,
I hate that
Lowry
seasoning
joke.
I got the seasoning salt joke.
No, I just think the folks did it.
I'm not even a fan of Lowry seasoning. I use the stuff at the dollar store.
They actually have a steakhouse right on La Cienega. Lowry's.
Yeah, I remember that. I got rear-ended right in front of that place.
Yeah. Oh, it's right across from the Stinking Rose, the garlic restaurant.
I remember seeing
the steak tastes Lowry's.
I know there's a steakhouse there too, or that was Lowry's.
Yeah, Lowry's. Yeah. And across the street was the Stinking Rose. You know that garlic restaurant? Have you ever gone to Versailles with the Barbarian Brothers jukebox?
Yeah, the Cuban place.
They fucking love this place. So they asked me to go once. They're like, Dave. No, actually, let me do the voice. Dave. You gotta come to Versailles with us. They give you this huge piece of chicken. It's the best. So I go in the place. The second you walk in, you are absolutely choked out by garlic. The chicken they give you is basically it could be a garlic clove for all you know. It's covered in garlic. By the way, it's fantastic.
I was gonna say I want to go there now.
Oh, no, it's fantastic. Don't get me wrong. I love garlic. You walk out of there, but literally for the next 4 days, you're out of here, Dane?
Yeah. Good night, guys.
All right, have a great one.
Thank you. See you next week.
You walk out of there, and you're like, oh, my God, I'm going to stink like garlic for 4 days. And that's what happens.
There's nothing wrong with that.
No, but these guys, those two barbarians, those knuckleheads, they loved it. They were like every time they
go to that place, that chicken place. I think it was called Chicken Natural, or where that clown with the ballet thing.
Oh, Kookaroo
down in Venice.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah.
Kookaroo.
That place. Yeah, we used to go there every day after we worked out.
Clown with the ballet thing.
Yeah, it's Venice Clown.
It's a monstrosity.
Oh, it's CVS.
Yeah. Yep.
Yeah. Just look up just Google the Venice Clown.
Yeah.
Oh,
So
okay.
this guy made it to piss them off. It was actually made as a joke
Idiots.
to piss off the town. Somebody gave the guy money to make this thing for them, and he was like, "Fuck you guys," and made that.
Clown Arena, the giant ballerina clown of Venice.
Yeah, it's right above CVS, but it used to be
It's
Kookaroo.
absolute hideous.
Huh.
Yeah,
Kookaroo
That
had
place was good. I don't
delicious
know why
chicken.
they
Oh my
closed. I
God.
love that place. Yeah, here it is.
It's Emmett Kelly on a ballerina's body.
Can you see it?
Yeah, there it is.
It's-
And those
it's
are
an
apartments
absolute
that are above it,
monstrosity.
right behind it, behind the clown.
Holy shit! Did they
Did
get
that
a
lower
discount?
the property value?
Holy fuck! No, but that
No,
place
dude.
was good. Cucarillo. I get
Kookaroo.
the same thing. Or
He said
what was it
Cucarillo.
called?
Kookaroo.
Cucarillo.
Warren Cucarillo.
Right.
We used to get the squash and green beans and 2 chicken breasts.
Yep. With the lavash.
Let me angrily put this into context for Krell Bar though. He said, wouldn't that lower the property value? Dude, in Venice, you can have homeless guys shooting heroin and shitting on your doorstep.
Yeah, and that'll
And the
make
house
the
is
property go
still
up.
$3 million.
That's entertainment. It's
Yeah,
going up.
the clown's not causing anybody to lose any money.
I'm
What
looking
about
at
the
these
binocular
pictures.
building? That thing is an eyesore, Dave.
What is it?
The binocular building that's like a few
Oh,
blocks
yeah.
away
That
from
used to
there.
be called Shy at Day.
That thing makes me paranoid.
And now Google owns it.
What it is.
Oh,
Oh,
really?
the
I'm
binoculars
taking a look
building.
at these pictures of Clown
You know the
Arena here.
binoculars building in
have
Venice?
they have an upskirt
John?
picture of the Clown Arena.
Yeah, well, you can walk right under it. John, you know, like if you're at the firehouse and you start walking towards Gold's but stay on Main Street, there's a building right there on the left-hand side that looks like a pair of binoculars.
I'd have to drive. Dude, I don't spend any time in Venice.
It's
I
like,
haven't
it's
yeah.
like
I haven't
around
been down
Dudley.
there
It's
in
right around Dudley
years.
and Maine, right?
I think the only time I've ever gone there, I've gone to like the firehouse with RL, and that's it.
Yeah. Well, I don't know if they call it Dudley there, but it would be like across from where Dudley was. But
Yeah,
it's
yeah,
exactly there. Yeah, it used to be called Shy at Day, and then Google bought up the whole block, and so Google owns that building.
Yeah, my friend used to work in that place. He was like an editor. He did video.
It was an
video
ad
editing
agency.
there. Maybe
It was an ad agency that they would always come over to Gold's looking for like models and stuff.
Oh, I see what you're talking
Yeah.
about now. I Google searched.
Yeah,
That's funny.
It's
I
like-
don't think I
it's
ever
really
noticed
ugly.
this building at all.
yeah.
I lived right across the street from there for a while.
Where
and
did
I
you
used to
live?
Trip on it. It was like, you know, where on Main Street it goes off to the side a little bit.
Of course.
It's like a little. Right across the street from the binocular building.
But by
like-
Dudley?
Yeah, Main Street. I mean, like directly across the street. From
Oh,
the
you're in
binocular
the
building.
angled with the angled.
Yeah, where like
Ah.
the road, little one lane road goes off to the side.
Yeah, I know. In
Yeah.
fact, I think I remember when you lived there.
Yeah, I lived on the first
Yeah.
floor there. Yep.
Yeah, because I was on Dudley. I lived at Dudley, and I lived on Paloma.
Yep. I think it
Yeah.
was Paloma. I think that was the name, actual name of the street. Because
Was it? I know exactly. And the buses are right there.
Yep.
In fact, if you watch the movie Speed,
Yeah.
that's where the buses are. Was right by your old apartment when right in the fight, and then
Oh,
he
yeah,
goes into the
yeah,
firehouse
all
and
the
gets a
buses
muffin, and then the
parked
thing
there.
blows up.
There's Yep.
Yeah,
Totally.
yeah,
What a trip. Keanu Reeves.
yeah. He was at Gold's for a while.
Oh yeah. God.
All right, what other bit?
Like everybody there.
Oh yeah,
Jimmy Kahn.
yeah. He passed.
Yep. It's crazy. Danny.
You remember
DeVito, I used
Jeep
to see him
Swenson?
there. Gene who?
Jeep,
Jeep.
big bald. He was Bane and Batman. He used to work out at the gym. He was there all the time. You didn't know Jeep?
I probably knew him.
He was
Like,
friendly
was
with
he
the
real tall
Barbarian.
guy. Was he real tall?
Yeah, it's a giant.
Yeah, I remember him.
Guy used
He
to
had kind
fucking
of a reddish
incline press
complexion.
200 What?
Did he have like a reddish complexion, kind of?
You mean, did he look like he was on a fucking steady dose of Anadrol and Vicodin? Yes.
Yeah, he was putting stainless steel
Yeah,
garden hoses in his butt.
He died in like 97, I want to say.
Oh shit!
Yeah.
Yeah, everybody that used to work out with the Barbarian Brothers, they all died. Lyle Alzado.
Well, he
Him and
died of
David got into a
AIDS.
fist fight. Yeah, he died a long time ago. But yeah, they got into a fist fight in the parking lot at Gold's Gym. Lyle Alzado
Yeah.
and David Paul.
Did you ever, I don't know if you guys, are any of you guys on Instagram, you guys watch, they always have Mike Menser has made a resurgence on Instagram.
Yeah, yep.
And they go, and Mike
And
Menser
he
has a
says
thing
he's
where he goes,
national now or something.
my favorite, Mike Menser has been dead for years. He goes, my favorite bodybuilder was David Paul. David came to me and he's like, oh yeah, Menser's been dead since like, 2001.
Oh yeah, oh, okay. I was thinking of somebody else. There's
Yeah.
another guy named Mike. That's
Mike O'Hearn?
I think.
Mike
yeah.
O'Hearn. Yeah, he's still
Yeah, he's
over at
still there.
Gold's.
Yep.
He's natural.
Remember that guy Mateo? Everybody hated
Of course.
him. He fucking burned everybody. Somebody came to the front desk and they left a bullet. They go, "Oh, can you give this to Mateo for me, please?"
Who's Mateo? The only Mateo I know is
he was the
Mateo.
manager. He was that scandalous manager, the little bald guy that he was like cutting everybody deals at Gold's Gym, and he burned them for like all this money and took off.
No,
You don't remember him?
no. Before my
wait.
time.
Maybe it was a different.
Yeah, because
I thought it
Mateo
was-
was
no,
the
it was
blonde
Mateo.
dude at the other gym. Mateo Baker. He was a good dude.
Oh,
He
no,
owned the other
guy
gym
was a big
across the
kid. He was a little bald guy.
Yeah, no.
Oh, the Powerhouse you talking about?
Yeah. No, not the Powerhouse. Remember there was another gym across from LA Urban called like 1-on-1 or 2x2
Yeah,
Fitness.
One World or something.
Whatever it was. That was Mateo.
Yeah, I thought Schwarzenegger supposedly owned that place.
No. Schwarzenegger sold that whole block back when he became governor. Got rid of Shotzi, and then Charlie Temmel came in and took over.
I remember Shotzi's.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Remember he used to do cigar night? He would come and smoke cigars.
Yeah. There was a humidor right on Main Street.
Yeah. It used to be called Hollywood
used to go in
Smoke.
there.
They moved that. That's up the street now. I've seen Arnold in the gym a few times. He doesn't, when Arnold's there working out, it's like, it's there for people to see. It's not like him really working out, but he's been in the gym a few
He probably
times
has
when
a
I was
gym in
there.
his house, state of the art.
Yeah.
He watched me work out when it was in the late '90s, like right around the time when I met you.
I was very friendly, Rich, with Mike Matarazzo. Mike was a good buddy of mine. I love Mike.
Is he
Crazy.
still alive?
No, Mike passed away with a heart thing.
Shit.
Mike was he was a funny bastard. Total Boston idiot, but I liked him. I've seen Mike Matarazzo fucking get into like 2 beefs. One with Andy Brynarski in the gym. He went off on Andy, and I was just like, it was like literally watching Andy shit his pants.
Oh yeah, Andrew Bernarski. He doesn't want any problems.
Yeah, he was from Somerville, exactly. Yeah, that's exactly right. He told me he was from Slumerville.
It was hilarious. I like anybody that would put Andrew Bernarski in his place. He needs it.
Oh, Mike was funny as hell. Yeah, he was a boxer. Oh yeah, Golden Gloves. He was Mike was a good
he
good
killed
guy.
Bernarski.
Mike had what I would call at Gold's Gym in Venice the best gym physique that translates to the worst stage physique. If you were walking near or around Mike Matarazzo, he looked like 2 guys walking next to each other. His clavicle was so fucking wide. He looked like he could kill anybody. But then if you ever watch videos where he's on stage, all of a sudden fucking Flex looks 100 times better.
That's crazy.
It's just weird how that worked. But Matarazzo was a great guy.
Yeah.
I was very friendly with Mike. Mike
about
took a
that guy,
shine to me when before I worked at Gold's, just talking to me because we were both New Englanders. What's that?
What about that guy? Shoot, I can't remember his name.
Dave?
Yeah, Dave.
Which guy? Palumbo?
Yeah, Palumbo. Yeah. You ever watch his radio show?
I don't. I knew. Yeah, Rich. It
Nice
was sad.
tribute on his podcast to David Paul. It was pretty cool.
Oh yeah. See, I didn't know Palumbo that well. I remember seeing him all the time with his
He was
girlfriend.
huge when we were working out there. Massive.
Yeah, well, he was big, but he also had a big belly. And
yeah,
I mean, he
the
never
intestines.
competed on like the pro level of like Flex or Sean Ray or Kevin Lavroni. Not like any of those guys, but anyways,
What about
anyone
that guy,
can think
Tom?
of another band. Tom McGee.
Tom, he was like, he had like an anchor tattooed on his forearm. He was really, really
Tom
thick.
File.
Nope. God, I'm having a blank on names today for some reason.
What did he do at the gym?
Tom Prince, that's his name.
Oh, he
Did
passed.
you know him?
Yeah, of course,
He died?
passed away. Yeah.
Oh wow, yeah, he was very sickly. I ran into him at the Marina Fitness Center, and I didn't even recognize. I was like, Tom, and he was like,
Yeah, he got
was, like,
real
embarrassed
sickly.
to see me. Yeah, he had like Band-Aid. Like David Paul told me, he had he had to go for kidney dialysis like all the time, and he had like butterfly Band-Aids all over his arms.
This is like 97, 96, and it's me, Tom Prince, and Craig Titus.
Oh wow! Oh, Craig Titus, yeah. David
Working
Paul
at the
introduced me to him. Yeah,
working
he's in
out at the
prison for
gym.
life.
Yeah, he's in prison, and Tom's dead.
And I remember his girlfriend used to drive up Kelly in that little Jaguar. She had like a maroon Jaguar. That was the one that they burned that girl's body in. The same Jaguar. She won that from.
Oh
fitness.
yeah, Kelly. See if I can remember her last name. Kelly Ryan.
Yeah, that was sad.
Kelly
I felt bad for her. Like, I don't know what the hell happened. I was a mess.
Yeah,
that was sad. But David Paul introduced me to Craig Titus. He was like, "Hey Craig, I'd like you to meet my friend. This is Jukebox Jimmy." And he just like turned and looked at me, and he went right back to talking. He's like, "So like I said, blah, blah, blah." He just like completely blew me off, and I was like, I told Dave, I was like, that guy is a real piece of shit. He was like, "Oh yeah, he's not very nice." And then it was about 3 years later that he ended up in prison.
Yeah,
for killing their assistant. He was a stout little fucker.
Yeah, well, he'll be in jail for the rest of his life.
Yep, and I feel bad for Kelly. You know,
well, she wasn't. You make it sound like she wasn't complicit in the whole action. I don't know, but I don't feel bad.
Yeah,
everyone's responsible for their own actions. You know.
Yeah, that's true. I feel more worse for the girl that got killed. You know.
Yeah. Krellball, what do you got for us for a quick list before to play us out?
Well, I know you said you've been trying to get back to the bands that should give it up. I have a few.
Go ahead.
Rolling Stones.
I disagree.
Really?
No, I mean, I don't. They make ridiculous money when they go out, and they're not terrible. Are they going out again? I don't even know if they're going out after Charlie Watts died. There's never been talk about it.
So if they're making money, they shouldn't quit, even if they suck.
We're talking about $600 million.
Oh, okay.
And I don't think they suck.
If that's the criteria, then
I don't
my
think
next
Mick
one's
sucks.
not
I don't think they should give it up. I think those guys still can play. I saw them in 2006, and I don't even know if they played any shows since then, but they were fucking awesome.
I saw them during the Steel Wheelchair tour, and they were really good. That was the first and only time I ever saw them.
89, right?
Yeah. Guns N' Roses.
What else you got? What else you got besides the Stones?
Oh, okay. Well, I was gonna say Bruce Springsteen, but he still sells it out. So I wish he'd give it up.
Yeah, in fact, two friends of mine went and saw him, and both said he was great.
Perform anymore.
Who?
Is the criteria that whether they can make money or whether they suck and they're just.
I heard Springsteen puts on a hell of a show still.
Oh yeah.
So, a buddy of mine went and said he loved that he went. He was like, "I'm glad I got to."
His live shows. He puts on like really long shows. You know, I mean, I never bought any Springsteen records, but I always.
For me, I'm talking about if a band comes out and they sound like absolute shit, a la Kiss. They should quit.
Well, that's one of the
Not
first
the
ones.
Stones. The Stones mix sounds good. Who else are you going to
makes
have?
in
I mean,
great
Keith
shape.
can still,
He runs every day. He's like 80 years old. He's like lean.
hell
He's
of a
in
lot
great
better
He's
shape
got-
than you hear the voice of fucking Gene Simmons lately.
No, I
Christ.
haven't.
Oh, I mean, I saw them at the MGM Grand in 2000.
All right, who else you got, Krell?
I don't think
All
I
right,
have
pull up.
anything
Pull
that
up.
to list.
I thought you said you had a few lists in front of you earlier.
Yeah, okay, well, I got one list that's top 10 most overrated guitar players.
We'll take
I've got
that.
one.
That's
Oh,
my
okay.
alley. Hair metal, forget about it. Because hair metal, you have any list that's hair metal? I can tell you right now, it's the list of things I don't care about. I hate hair metal.
Yeah. Okay, we're going to start off.
Hold on a second. Bingham just pulled the Beetlejuice. Huh.
Bingham.
Me?
Eh.
Huh. Eh.
Just hanging
Just
around.
hanging around. All right, go ahead. Let's hear it.
Oh, okay.
Oh, it's
Let me just-
fantastic.
Okay, at number 10, it's Herman Reed from Dragon Force.
Okay, is Herman Lee significant to anybody outside of like a very small number of nerdy
Yeah,
heavy metal
exactly.
guitar players? I don't think he is overrated because
I like his guitar
I
fill
think
and his strap
because
broke.
I think because he goes on like younger social media things and does like but I can't stand the way he plays. I'm not a fan. I mean, it's a lot of sweep picking, yes, but it's I don't
He's
think
very robotic.
Number 9, and Dave will probably agree with this, is Jimi Hendrix. I think he can't live up to his legend. That's true.
especially now that he's dead.
yeah, he hasn't
He
played
can
as
get
well
propped
since
up.
he died.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Let me
it's
just
like-
say this about Hendrix. I think Hendrix is one of the most important guitar players in history because of the stuff that the way he plays songs like Bold as Love and the way he revolutionized some things on the guitar. And in the same breath, he's the most overrated guitar player of all time.
I like what this quote says. They have quotes from some people. It doesn't say who says it, but this guy says, Jimmy was pretty bad. He had some moments, but I really cannot stand the well for his time. He was amazing BS. No, he wasn't. The instrument has existed in its current form, although not with amplification effects for more than 400 years. We have music from people in 1600s, 1700s that made the guy sound like a doof with a Tonka truck.
Look, I'll say this about Hendrix. Look, I think he was great when he revolutionized. I would no way in a million
he didn't
years.
have Van Halen and all these guys to listen to, you know.
Dive bombs.
I'm just going to
Yep.
say this. Jimmy Page was 10 times the player, and he doesn't get the credit. Therefore, Hendrix is overrated.
Yep.
That's all I have to say. Jimmy Page, look, when people talk about the great guitar players, do they sit there and say Eric Clapton, Hendrix, and Jeff Beck? And no one says Jimmy Page, and Jimmy Page to me is 10 times every one of those players. He was way more
100%.
he was way more creative. He was just an all-around better player.
He was great in the studio for sure. And live, but he was a little bit sloppy depending on his intake.
Well, you're talking about a guy sloppy on heroin. Let's talk about what the guy, I mean, he was amazing. Really was. And even on heroin.
And to play your guitar that low is really hard.
Hold on. Even on heroin, you listen to the live version, and I'll say this again about thing about Hendrix would agree his soul was so beautiful. I don't know about a person's soul. Let me just say this. What's Hendrix's best blues song that everyone loves? Everyone loves Red House. You're going to compare that to Since I've Been Loving You? There's no way in a million years. Since I've Been Loving You is epic. Phenomenal. Moving on.
Number 8, I think we'll all be in agreement here. Kirk Hamster.
Oh God,
Terrible.
Get him out of here, please.
Now, this first quote here, is exactly how I feel. This person says, I can't remember the last time I listened to a live performance of his where it was at least sufficient. No intonation whatsoever, using the wah pedal to high sloppy playing. It's a shame because the first 3 albums he did pretty well. That's kind of how I feel. I mean, the first 3 albums he did pretty well, but
What year is
Didn't
this
Dave Mustaine
list
play on
written
the
in?
first
I'm going to
3
ask
albums?
this question
This-
because I've got an opinion on
this
this.
is. I don't see a date yet.
So
Shoot,
I'm going to bring this
I'm
up
about
just
to
because I
die.
think
I gotta
there's
plug in.
some I think there's some reality to this comment.
Oh
Kirk
wait,
Hammett
this
has
I started
not
off
been
with number
rated
10.
as a top guitar player by anybody that listens to music in over 30 years.
Yeah.
People in 1990 were like, "Oh, Kirk Hammett's great," but like everybody makes fun of him, and they have made fun of him for at least 15 years. So I don't think Kirk Hammett is overrated. I think that he's a little bit of a laughing stock.
Oh, that's an interesting thing that you were saying. I was like, where is John going with this? Is he trying to tell me Kirk Hammett's good? You might be right. I don't think anybody except for Metallica fanboys are going to defend him.
That's right. They haven't for 15 years. He's been made fun of constantly.
Yeah.
So I do not think he's overrated. I think he's properly picked on.
Yeah.
Carry
Everett
on.
Cummings, I agree that Terry Kath is a better player than Hendrix, not than Jimmy Page. Go on.
Okay, 7 is Sinister Gates.
He's
I
a
don't know that
really,
anybody's rating
really
him.
good guitar player.
Yeah.
He's very good.
Have
But I don't know if anyone's.
You ever heard him play the gypsy shit? He's really
What are we
good.
talking about?
But it'll never.
Mr.
It's
Gates
not
from-
sellable. You know, he's not going to do that. But he does. He can do all that Django Reinhardt sort of stuff, and he's really good
Gypsy
at it.
Jazz.
He's a great guitar player.
Yeah.
I don't know that anyone's overrating him though.
Yeah, I don't think he's overrated either because I don't know anybody that's like, oh my god, he's the best.
What do you guys think of Chiotis,
Who?
the Greek bouzouki player? Chiotis, he's unbelievable.
No
Did
idea.
he say Pazuki?
Bouzouki.
Bazooki with a B.
Oh,
I love Greek
yeah,
food.
but I'd rather have
This guy's
Pazuki.
incredible. I'm gonna send you a cut from him. He's unbelievable.
Yeah, send it to me with a falafel. All right, go on. What's the next one?
6
No,
is
that would be
Dimebag.
tzatziki, Dave.
All right.
Falafel is in
Well,
the lead.
tzatziki's a sauce.
Yeah. Yogurt and lemon, I think.
Yeah, they use the white sauce. Yeah,
It's cucumber sauce. Cucumber
Cucumber,
yogurt.
that's it.
Okay, go on.
yeah, tzatziki is
6.
garlic and cucumber and yogurt.
6 is Dimebag Darrell.
Ooh.
Okay.
I always like
Yeah,
him.
probably.
I agree with Bingham.
Great. I think he's a ripping guitar player, but he's a
Smoking.
terrible tone. Terrible tone.
His tone is a
Terrible
little bit
tone
weird.
and
But he's
overplays
great
on a
notes.
lot of stuff ridiculously where there's a lack of melody and it's people could say the first 2 Kirk Hammett Metallica albums are good. Again, I would say there isn't one melodic thing going on in his lead playing. It's what I call playing as fast as you fucking can because I feel like he's like racing to try to get through the riffs. I don't hear anything musical in it though.
Yeah.
And I
Yeah,
like
number
Dimebag. I
5.
think he's a great player. I just think
Number
he's
5.
overrated.
Number 5, I don't know why he's on the list because I don't think anyone's saying he was a great guitar player to begin with. His band's overrated, but it's Billy Joe Armstrong.
Never once in my life have I heard somebody say he's a great guitarist.
Yeah, exactly.
Never once.
And yet I still say he's overrated. Because if one person said he sucks, I still think they're overrating him because he sucks miserably.
What's that song?
Oh, I love Shanker Terry. That would not be an overrated player. That's an underrated player.
Paradise.
Michael Schenker is awesome. When he was on that metal show, he embarrassed Kirk Hammett, made Kirk Hammett look like a white belt. Oh
I'll
my
tell you
God.
this right here. Some of my favorite albums are the first 4 Michael Schenker records. Michael Schenker
He's
Group,
really good.
MSG, Assault Attack, and Built to Destroy. That 1, 2, 3, 4 punch, I say, is better than most people's catalog.
Michael
Okay.
Schenker is underrated. He's
But,
so good.
but in UFO, I'm not a huge fan. The Schenker Group I loved. UFO, I like Obsession. Lights Out is just okay, and everything else I'll pass.
Yeah, I'm not the biggest UFO fan either. I mean,
Yeah.
I like Vinnie more, but
Well,
I mean,
I'm talking about the Schenker years.
Michael
the Obsession.
Michael Schenker was he's awesome.
Well, check out Obsession by UFO because that album is the last Schenker album with them, and he's fantastic on it. That's a great album, UFO Obsession.
I just never consumed their music.
No, I know. I'm telling you to check it out.
I will.
All right, it's your homework.
Roger
All right,
that.
next one.
Number 4, Dave's gonna shit a brick. Jimmy Page.
The list is fucked up. It's fucked up because the guy was the most creative guitar player. It's wrong.
And he had a heroin handicap.
He did. What are they saying about what's their comments? Let me hear the douchebags.
Okay, here's the first thing. Led Zeppelin ripped off many artists, and Page way overrated. I saw Zepp live back in day, and between the violin bow, the 20-minute drum solo, and plant screeching, I was bored to death. I could not wait for the concert to end. I don't understand what the big deal about.
The guy who wrote this, did he ever make it to his Minnie Riperton concert? The fucking faggot. Listen,
well, these are just general comments that people.
It's absolutely insane to sit there and say he ripped off other players, so he's not good. He made those songs by Blind Lemon Shitbag palatable.
Blind Lemon Shitbag.
Palatable. Those people never. If they didn't sue Zeppelin, they would have.
He did it totally different.
They wouldn't have made 2 cents on those songs if it wasn't for Zeppelin. 2 cents. Jimmy Page was like, "Oh, I didn't know you owned the rights to the song because you never collected a fucking check for the song." So Zeppelin does it, makes a rearrangement. Now they got a killer song out there and everybody wants their money. You could say what you want about Page. He was the greatest. The catalog speaks for itself.
I love Jimmy Page.
Oh, are you high tonight? Are you feeling right? Dude, your girl loves fucking Schenker, huh? That's a great solo in that song. I'm then ready. And Gary Barden is one of my all-time favorite singers who's on that album, the MSG album, and Built to Destroy. The Assault Attack album is Graham Bonnet. Go on, Krell.
This one quote I want to read, though. It's short. Good guitarist, but receives too much credit for stuff that truly wasn't his. Frank Zappa is a better guitarist and composer in my mind.
Then who?
Than Jimmy Page.
Okay, this person's a shithead. And I have no problem with Zappa. I love Frank Zappa stuff. Do I love it all? No. Some of it's pedestrian. Some of it's stupid. The 50s sounding stuff like I have been in you is so over the top goofy. Cheapness, everything on apostrophe, overnight sensation, the Grand Wazoo, Hot Rats, all fantastic stuff. Zoodalores, Joe's Garage, Shake Your Booty, all fantastic. Ship arriving too late to save a drowning witch, great. Tinseltown Rebellion, great.
Studio Tan.
But there's a lot of Studio Tan, yeah. There's a lot of stuff that just sucks. And so it's like, and as a player, I can't remember one solo note for note that he played. He doesn't take him that serious.
Yeah,
that's why he hired guys like Steve Vai, you know.
Stunt guitarist.
Great googly moogly.
Great. Oh, there you go. A baby seal. I mean, Uncle Remus is a fucking awesome song. All right, go on.
Number 3, we go deeper into the
hold on, before you say. Tell us what the quote says first, and let's see if we can guess who it is.
What's out there?
Okay, I'll have to leave the name of the band out. I want to point out that, yes, I love this band. Yet I do have to agree that after a while, it gets to be all the same. I personally stopped
Angus
listening.
Young.
Yep. That's it.
What was it?
Angus Young.
Angus Young.
Oh, Angus Young. Okay, yeah. Yeah.
I don't think he's overrated.
I don't think he's underrated. He's
people don't say he's the greatest thing since sliced bread, but he is a great player, great tone, great songs.
And he's consistent.
It's fucking, yeah. I disagree. If
There's
you want
another
one,
one.
You've Got It is a great live record. That's fantastic. And everyone here knows I love Flick of the Switch, another great record by AC/DC.
Yeah, I agree. He's not overrated. Not enough people
He's
talk
not.
about
He's
him.
not underrated either. So it's like he's right where he should be.
More people
He's
could
about
talk
5'2".
about him, if you ask me. He's great.
He's around this high.
Yeah.
Number 2 shouldn't be on this list because no one ever said he was a great guitar player. Kurt Cobain. So I mean,
This
shouldn't even be.
is
on
a
the list.
sour grapes. Saying Kurt Cobain is overrated is a sour grapes thing to say. Nobody's calling him a great guitar player. He was a great songwriter. Whether you like the band or not, those songs were great. Heart-Shaped Box is a great song. Lithium. I mean, those are great songs. I'm sorry. And what can you say? He was a good songwriter, and he butchered his way through guitar. But there isn't a person.
I will tell you where he's overrated because I'm thinking about this from a technical standpoint. He is overrated when you look at the other shitbag douchebag lists like Rolling Stone's top 100 guitarists of all time.
Who
And
makes
Kurt
that list?
Cobain's
That's
always in
crap.
the top 10 of that list. and
Yeah,
you're
he
like,
shouldn't be there.
And
maybe
Neil
it was
Young,
a
too.
songwriter list, but not a guitar player list. So
Agreed.
On those lists, yeah, he's 100%
Totally.
overrated.
Yeah.
Totally.
But that list,
Yeah.
I mean, they even have Bob Dylan high on that list. I mean,
That's right.
those
And
lists are
it's
so, and Neil Young. Those lists are so full of shit. All right, what do you got for number 2? Again, read the.
Well, that was number 2.
Oh, now we're
Kurt
already at
Cobain.
number 1.
We're at number 1. So I'll read the quotes. He's definitely good. Keeps rock still relevant, though not as much of a legend as he's rumored to be. He made 3 good albums with this band, and he's been recycling his music ever since.
All right, I'm going to throw a guess out there because I think I got this one.
I think I
you
got
do.
what John's got. I'll let John say it, and I'll say if that's what I'm thinking.
We'll just do it at the same time here. 3, 2, 1, slash.
Yep. There you go.
100%. Good.
Well, when you said he did 3 albums, I'm like,
Yeah, that was the giveaway. I knew when I.
the funny thing is, I think whoever that person is, his 3 albums and my 3 are going to be different.
The Use Your Illusion records stink.
I like them. I like the one that has Estranged. Use Your Illusion too.
I do like that song.
Oh, it's great. And I like the
gotta-
Garden of Eden on Use Your Illusion 1.
I got to go down this list really quick of top 10s because this is the fastest guitarist of all time by the same top 10s website list.
Wait, so
And
this says, let me just see if I get this right. This says the fastest guitar players.
Yeah.
And wouldn't Speed have some? I mean, who the fuck is playing faster than a 30-second note on a
Yeah,
record?
exactly.
So it's, I mean, and a 30-second note, who knows? What are we talking? And is it really a criteria? Or is this someone's opinion of fast?
Now keep in
Guinness
mind.
World Record has a,
Keep in mind that this is the same site that just did this top 10 list of
Okay.
most overrated. Okay, now number 10 is this no-name, Elon Ashkenazi. I have no idea who the fuck it is, so I'll just skip over it. I don't care.
is he about
So-
this tall?
Right.
Jesus.
That's a great one.
Good joke.
Thank you. Thank you.
All right.
Sorry,
Okay,
Dave.
number 9
Oh, I like
Is-
it.
is Sam Totman from Dragon Force, the other guitar player.
Mhm.
I know what the fuck they're talking about.
I have a feeling this list is really dumb.
Yeah, it is.
Has
That's why I wanted to
Dragon
read
Force
it.
sold any records?
I have no idea.
No.
All right, I don't think so either.
Yeah, number 8 is Steve Vai, so he can rank up in there as some of
Why
the
is Steve
fastest.
Vai considered all that? Is he really that fast? I don't even know.
He can do some fast picking.
He was a shredder back in the early stuff. I don't,
Yeah, when he filled in for Alcatraz, he did a lot of the Ingve stuff picking. Yeah.
I
and
still
they
like
did
the
the
Crossroads
Alcatraz.
thing he did.
Yeah.
Yeah, Crossroads was cool. The little packing anything.
Now,
Yeah,
number
yeah.
7, better than Vi, is Slash.
God, he's not.
Terrible.
Okay.
No, there's names appearing from the other list on this, and it makes no sense
Be
compared
in
to the other
the
one.
top of the average Joe's list.
So,
Go on.
fortunately, Ingve beat out Slash. at 6.
Okay.
And somehow Eddie Van Halen beat out Yngwie as being faster.
That's stupidity.
Yeah. And then
Ridiculous.
beating them all, which we can all see, is Michelangelo Badio.
He's supposedly the fastest, but
Yeah. So, but better than him is, faster than him is Buckethead. Now, Buckethead's fast. I don't think he's as fast as Michelangelo Badio.
Yeah, go on.
Yeah, where's Paul Gilbert on this list?
That's what I'm waiting for.
That's what I'm waiting for. Number 2.
Jeff Loomis.
Number 2 is the other guitar player from Dragon Force.
Herman
Herman
Lee.
Lee.
Yeah, this is a bad list.
Yeah, it is. And number 1,
Did Rolling Stone make this list?
no, the top 10s.
Number 1.
Go ahead,
Kurt
who's number
Cobain.
1? Angus Young?
No.
Yeah, exactly.
Well,
Really
it
young.
should be Paul Gilbert. I couldn't disagree with Paul Gilbert or Sean, something here, but no, they say Sinister Gates is.
God.
Yeah, he's a fast fucker.
Yeah, he is, but I don't think he ranks on the list of fastest.
Okay, but the list is missing Paul Gilbert,
yeah,
Vinnie Moore,
yep,
Jeff Loomis.
Greg Howe.
yep. Oh, there's a ton of them.
You could go through a list of 30
Marty
guys that
Friedman,
should be up
Jason Becker,
there. Yeah, Jason Becker. not
John
being on that
Sykes.
list is wrong.
Sean Lane. But anyways, that was a horrible list.
And what about like 90%
Tony
of
McAlpine.
like 90%
Tony
of like,
McAlpine's good, yeah.
the punk players that just have like crazy fast right hands. You know, you're not talking about.
Yeah, but is that fast
Oh,
just one
downstrokes.
string?
I don't know.
Is that fast
Well,
though, just
with
one
all,
string?
with all downstrokes, that's amazing though. Sometimes some of those people.
Yeah, I mean, like Hetfield's crazy fast with like, that sort of stuff.
I heard
You look at-
I heard he's a lot better than Kirk at lead.
Yeah.
He just chooses not to because he's
I don't know if
got
that's
so much
true.
going on.
It sounds like one of those
I
wives' tales.
believe it.
But I mean, like, you don't see
Marty Friedman.
like or Jeff Hanneman or something like that. I mean,
What
some of
about
those
Jason
some of
Becker,
those
man?
fucking
He was
Flair songs have
unreal.
Yeah,
tempos-
Jason Beck is one of my
tempos
favorites.
of like 240 beats a minute.
Yeah.
It's
Well, I
insane.
know we're running over, but if you want to do another top 10, there is top 10 of rhythm guitar players.
Malcolm Young
that-
number 1.
Yeah, hold on. Yeah, go ahead. Let me hear
Let's
this
see
one.
what this list is. Okay, so start number 10. Okay, they start off with Scotty Ian from Anthrax.
Okay.
You
I
know,
like-
he's
I
really
like
good in
Scott
metal.
being on that list, but I think he should be
Yeah.
higher if it's a metal list.
Yeah.
Scott's
He's a
really
good rhythm player.
Yeah, it's not metal. It's going to be rock.
What about
too.
Slayer? That guy's
No,
really
Go with the devil, That's
So
a great
good.
tune. Oh, it's fantastic.
Okay, go
number
back.
9 is Pete Townsend.
Yes, I agree.
He's
Go,
good
go,
rhythm.
go, go, go.
In fact,
Eight
I'm going to
window
say
like
something
nobody's
crazy here
business.
about Pete Townsend. I think
Yep.
Pete Townsend's also one of the most influential and important guitar players in history because you watch
He's
the
punk
live at
rock.
Leeds or listen to live at Leeds, man. He's playing a lot of rhythm guitar and the only guitar in the band, and he's holding that band in
Hmm.
on a giant level. I mean, I think you don't have punk guitar players without him.
hmm
Yeah,
Yep.
no, he was the godfather of punk rock.
Yeah, I agree.
When the punk met the Godfather.
Easy Quadrophenia.
I got it.
Okay, number 8 is Tony Iommi.
For rhythm,
As a writer, I'm right there.
he's good
I don't
rhythm.
know about it as a like technical rhythm. I don't
He
know.
plays good.
Well, one
Yeah,
of
when
the
I
quotes
think-
says, isn't he a lead guitar though?
Yeah, one of the things about Tony Iommi is you're going to say he's a great rhythm player, but Nile Rodgers won't be on the list.
Well, that's a hilarious actually.
Yeah.
Yeah, the fact that it's
Yeah.
all hard rock and metal players is pretty funny.
Well, they're not. I mean, Pete
Prince
Townsend
was really good
wasn't
funk rhythm.
Hard rock. Really.
yeah, where's Lucas?
Well, number 7 is the Hipster Doofus one. They put in John Lennon.
Dave, that's your favorite.
Well, listen, let me tell you why I love Lennon. He talks about any Beatles song, he only calls it by one name. So when we did Walrus, I never cared for Pepper. Lennon
talking
probably
about
would.
V.I. Lenin?
if there was Donnie, shut the fuck up.
Vladimir Ilyich Ulyanov.
Donnie, shut the fuck. Oh, it's so fucking good.
Big Lebowski.
Lennon, if Lennon had a tough rhythm part to play, he wouldn't do it. I don't think Lennon was a great player, period, but he was a great understander that he knew who to get the person to do the job. He had no problem going to George or
Paul.
Paul.
What about And Your Bird Can Sing? That's good guitar playing. It's the best 2 minute and 10 seconds.
My phone?
Ever.
Oh,
That's not mine.
why the fuck is Microsoft emailing me? Fuck off, Microsoft. Okay, go ahead.
Number 6 is Keith.
Richards?
I like Richards. I like him. I like him.
Yep.
I have no issue with him.
Really good rhythm. He's a really good rhythm player.
I have no issue with him in this list.
Now, friggin' the people who make these lists, they have a friggin' thing for this fucking band because number 5 is Zachy Vengeance from Avenged Sevenfold.
Oh yeah. Whoever wrote this,
fucking love that band. Huh?
Yeah, Jonathan McCulloch says no Dan Huff, Landau, or Luke on these stupid lists. You're 100% right. Those 3 players are better than everybody they've been mentioning.
Yeah, Tim Pierce. Where's Tim Pierce on the list?
Yeah.
Go down to Larry Carlton.
All of these studio guys are better players than everybody that's been mentioned. Because not only can they do it, but they can do it the first time.
First take.
Yeah, Larry Carlton, didn't he do Kid Charlemagne in 1 take?
Yeah. 2 takes. But he
He
claims he had the
solo.
music for 6 months, so he says he's not proud of it.
So he actually, he did compose that. I know he did.
He
But
wrote
still,
the solo.
It's a perfect solo.
Yeah, it's great.
Okay, number 4. Is he sitting or is he straddling? Is he straddling from Guns N' Roses?
Horrible. Who was the no talent guy that replaced him?
Gilby.
Yeah.
Gilby Clark.
Oh my God. Who's worse?
They have a
him
guy
or
now
Gilby?
that's much better than Slash. Who's the guy
I think Gilby was better than Izzy Stradlin.
You think so?
Yeah. Number 3 is Dave Mustaine.
He plays good rhythm.
No, not even close.
Well, he didn't make number 1, but number 2 is Malcolm Young.
Ooh.
So you're telling me that James Hetfield is number 1?
I'm gonna guess that too. Yep, and James Hetfield is number 1.
That's what I was gonna say.
Yeah, Dave Mustaine does not belong on that list as like a top rhythm guitar player. He's there because he writes some creative stuff, but like he's not.
And he has some cool stuff. I love
he
Train of
played great
Consequences,
rhythm
but I'm not.
P Cells, he plays great rhythm on that record.
Yeah, I'm just not.
Yeah, EVH is a good call. Eddie was a great rhythm player.
That's right. That's right. How is he not on here?
In fact, he's a better rhythm player than he is a fast guitar player. How he got on the fastest guitar players when
he's good at like doing like the trills on.
First of all, Gary Moore was a shredder.
Yeah.
A lot of these guys. I don't know why the
Ron Sykes
left off these lists. Yeah, he was really good. Really good.
Thunder. You ever hear the song "Thunder and Lightning" by Thin Lizzy? Sykes rips that fucking song up. He shreds.
Zach Wild.
He was great with Whitesnake too.
Yeah,
he did some great.
Zach Wild's fast too.
Yeah, Zach's a quick player. And Nuno Betancourt's a fast player.
Oh yeah. Nuno's great
for sure.
I think Zach Wild should be on one of those overrated guitar player lists, though.
Ooh.
Well, recently, when he got married to that friggin' wah pedal, I kind of lost interest in him.
I mean,
he over squeals a little bit, but he's got chops.
He's got his trick. I mean,
Yeah,
we're
no,
talking.
tell
If we're
Tim,
just
that's
talking
good.
about, we're talking about the records that made him big. Okay, you get the 2 Ozzy records, and of
Miracle
those
Man.
2 Ozzy records, only one of those records is a good record.
Agreed. No more
Miracle Man.
tears.
Yeah, No More Tears is a really, really good record.
I think
but
it was
Zach's
3
got-
Aussie records. Didn't he also do
Oh yeah, he
Osmosis?
did the one after that, but nobody
Yeah.
cares about that.
Right. Agreed.
That's the one where Ozzy did that song Perry Mason.
Yeah.
What are you doing?
No, Perry Mason was Joe Holmes, I think.
Perry Mason's
no,
Zach Wilde.
100% Zach Wilde.
Really? Well, the video has Joe Holmes in it.
That's fine.
because I
The
remember-
song is
Oh,
Zach
okay.
Wilde. You
What
just
about
listen to
if
the
you
song
guys ever
one
want to
time,
see something really
and
terrible?
as soon as you
that
hear
guy
that, you're like, oh, there it is.
Mm.
There it is. But Zach's got 2 things. He's got the pinch harmonic, and he's got that pentatonic like that he does all the time. Other than that, he's not special.
I do like Black Label Society.
How can you?
Oh, how can you
It's just
not?
awful.
When you're in the gym, it's like
I thought they were a
a
motorcycle.
funeral barrel. Oh, it's fucking
Oh.
over the top hilarious.
Murr, murr, murr.
He
Rotten.
plays good piano.
I'm just a suicide messiah. Yeah, yeah.
Well, I
Oh,
will say this: if you see Zach
me
Wilde
up.
before Ozzy, he was technically a totally different guitar player than he ended up being
Without the
with
beard?
Ozzy. Yeah, without
How
the beard.
about-
He's a
How
Boston
about-
guy, right?
Billy Roth and the Scorpions.
Zach Wilde? No,
Yeah.
I think Zach Wilde. He's got to be from down south or
I'm
something.
pretty
He's
sure
from
Zach Wilde's
Jersey.
from Boston.
Jersey?
Wasn't he from
From
Boston?
Pennsylvania.
New
I thought he was
Jersey.
Okay.
Okay.
South Jersey.
From
Yeah, South
Jersey.
Jersey. He's from the Pine Barrens.
I thought he was from Pennsylvania or something.
Look it
Same
up.
area.
Someone look it up. I'm pretty
From
sure it's
Cape
New
May?
Jersey.
Now, hold on. I'll check. Let me solve
Wikipedia.
I thought he was a Jersey kid.
Yep, Jackson, New Jersey.
this. Is that
Is
near
that North
Pennsylvania?
Jersey or
Because he
South
sure
Jersey?
sounds like he's from Pennsylvania.
Yeah, it's
to
to the east of Pennsylvania. It borders
me.
Pennsylvania.
Okay.
Cherry Hill.
All right. Mystery solved.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's not my favorite.
Andy
I don't
Timmons is
dislike
good.
him.
Oh
Andy
yeah.
Timmons
What
is
was-
a good
Yeah,
player.
Andy-
What was the band Andy Timmons was in?
Oh, he was in. Oh, geez, you can.
Danger, danger.
Yeah.
Danger,
that's it.
Danger. Thank you.
Andy
Because
Timmons
I got
is
dangerous
falls
toys
in
in my
line
head for
with
some
like
reason.
he's like there's a certain group of guitar players I would say are like very Satriani-esque. Like they can play fast, but they choose to play really gay melodies instead. And
Like Joe.
Andy Timmons and Nick Johnston. There's like
Right.
instrumental guys, and they're like, listen to my over the top it's like
Oh yeah, the songs are
like a
terrible.
dramatic movie soundtrack.
Yeah.
What do you guys think?
And
of
I'll
Guthrie
say this
Govan?
to anybody who likes young boys. I suggest you go to those concerts because there is not going to be one lady in the audience.
That's
You go to a
Only
Joe
one playing
Satriani
guitar.
concert, it's literally you're in a.
It's alpha male.
I should walk around with a fucking number, like the pull number thing, because it's a fucking deli. Everyone's in there is just a dude.
Well, I thought he brought in the girls that liked Harry
Sausage
Potter because he
Palooza.
looks just like Voldemort.
That's
Yeah, then
true.
they- yeah, but then the problem is they go, let me hear one of his songs, and they play like Summer Song, and they're going, yeah, I won't go to that.
Summer song more like
Specularum, specularum.
Yeah. I can't do the listen to how sensitive and emotive we are playing our 4.5-minute all guitar song of which
Terrible.
it's just all melodies. Like, no, if you're gonna make me bored to tears, like give me something dynamic in the song.
Well,
Look, I'll
yeah,
say it, even like I talked about Michael Schenker Group, every record, Schenker seems to do a fucking instrumental. What's the one that, Into the Arena?
Into the arena.
And then Captain Nemo, and it's always the worst song on
Yeah.
the album. And because I
Gives
want
you
to hear
pleasure.
songs. Yeah, I want to hear songs. I don't want to hear. I don't want to hear like,
Well,
oh, can you?
I could
Don't
kind of,
hear
I
Scarefly?
can kind of, if you just throw in like that to break it up, that's fine. But I think what we're getting at is like, whole albums are being made with all this stuff and it gets boring.
Right, and I'm saying to you, I can barely tolerate it when it's on a one song in a record of 10 other songs.
I do like Surfing with the Alien though. I mean, like I like those songs on there.
Jeff Beck was the best instrumental guitar music, in my opinion.
I'd put what do you think Jeff Beck's best album is?
I like Darren Beck.
All right, I'm going to say this. Go listen to Larry Carlton's first solo record, just called Larry
I love
Carlton.
Room 335.
Point It Up. Yeah, it's a great record. I think it's better than the Jeff Beck stuff.
Well, he's more
How about the
jazzy.
Ventures?
I like Jeff Beck because he was more raw rock, but he was dabbling with little fusion things here and there.
So what's better, Blow by Blow or Wired?
Oh, I like them both. I think
Yeah.
Wired probably.
Yeah, because Lead Boots is
I love
well,
Blue.
Blue Wind.
Blue Wind, yeah.
Blue Wind.
I
Yeah,
love
that's
that.
on Wired.
Yeah, Jonathan, there's no way a girl's going to want to go see Guthrie.
I like
Goddard.
Diamond Dust though
So
Blue
that
by
he
Blow.
mentions Guthrie and Dave Kilminster. You know Dave Kilminster? He's the one that's got the touring gig with Roger Waters.
Is that
So
Lemmy's
He's
son?
been playing guitar on that.
Yeah,
Roger
I was gonna
Waters
say
gig,
that last name sounds familiar.
and it was really funny. I had a conversation with Dave Kilminster at a show. I was backstage. I think it was Porcupine Tree, and he was there, and I had a conversation with him, and it was really funny because I brought up Roger Waters because I saw that show, and he was just like, "Oh God, please, let's not talk about this." It's such a paycheck gig for him, and it's very clear that he hates it. It's really funny. So we were talking about it, and how could you not? I mean, you go and it's the whole
Waters is a screaming douchebag. Anyway,
it's him screaming and yelling about the whole time about his politics the whole time.
Right.
2 straight
He's a
hours of
shitbag.
communism. It's just like, oh my God.
Yeah, it's like he's a complete shit.
Get him the fuck out of here.
Is that the name of the album? 2 Straight Hours of Communism.
Oh my God.
Yeah.
I also thought I don't know if I ever told you this. I thought that everything Roger Waters was doing, I think, was all piped in. It was all a backing track. He wasn't live.
Right.
Oh yeah,
And
I
I
think I saw
remember-
something where he was like the bass was playing and he wasn't even like touching the frets.
Yeah. Yeah, that was right. I was there. I was at Staples when they were playing, and I was watching him, and like I see him like he's playing a low E, and it's just like this low note, and then all of a sudden it goes bum, bum, and it goes up, and he's got no hands on the instrument, and it's like a G ringing out in the crowd, and you're like, huh? It's like,
You
that ain't
can't
right.
trust
And then I
these
paid
classic
attention.
bands. You can't trust them anymore.
I paid attention
How
close.
lazy
after
do you
that,
have
and
to be?
the whole
to
thing was
fucking
fake.
Have faked piped in music.
Yeah, he
That's
never
so
had the
lame.
most complex bass line, so it's like
No shit. Except he had that one fretless thing, boo boo boo, off the wall.
He didn't play that.
that's not him.
Oh,
That's Gilmore
okay.
on the bass.
Cancel
When I
that.
read an interview with Gilmore, they asked him about Waters playing the bass, and he goes, I don't want to say anything, but I've never seen Roger play a fretless bass.
Oh shit.
Which
'cause
was
that
his way
sounded
of
really
saying that was
tasteful.
me.
Yeah,
I totally
that's
believe it.
hilarious.
Yeah.
Yeah, David
Well, I
Gilmour's
mean-
a proper English gentleman.
Look, they'll always have Animals, The Final Cut, Wish You Were Here, Dark Side, but fuck them both. They're both fucking retarded.
You're retarded.
Wait, who's
That's what I'm saying.
retarded?
Wicked retarded.
Waters and Gilmore.
Oh, is Gilmore also retarded?
Yeah, well, he's
Gilmore
climate
sold his
change boy.
guitar and gave it the money to like some climate change cause. He's a fucking idiot.
Jeez, I should have bought the guitars and burned them in a bonfire in front of his house.
Right.
Are you serious, Dave?
Here's your climate
Yeah,
change.
that's what I would have done. I would have burned it and said, fuck you. All the fumes are going up and it's all your fault, you cunt.
All this nitrocellulose fucking.
And
whatever
I'd say
they
that,
use.
and I mean that in the most loving way. You stupid shitbag.
I love the record Animals though. That's my favorite Pink Floyd
Phenomenal.
record.
That's
phenomenal
my
record.
That's my favorite. That's my favorite.
Phenomenal
Yeah,
record.
it's
Look,
unbelievable.
I'm a huge Bruce Springsteen fan. The first two records, but he's a complete shitbag.
I feel like all
No
of these
comment.
people-
I never really consumed.
That's because
Bruce
they're
Springsteen.
sheltered. They're sheltered in the entertainment industry.
all these people are, because they also, if they say anything
circle jerk.
dissenting, they'll never get work again.
Yeah,
Yeah.
they
industry.
all have to follow in line. You guys see that was a clip of
Robot.
of Johnny Depp, and he was saying he has no need for Hollywood anymore. He's like, if you don't fall in line, you don't work, and who wants to live like that? And he's like, I'm done with them.
Well, I know you're not a fan of Quentin Tarantino, Dave, but the thing is, apparently his last movie that he's going to make is going to be something that's just going to tear the fuck out of fucking Hollywood.
Yeah.
You mean like the last one didn't do it enough?
So he's going to go down in flames, yeah.
What was his last?
Once Upon a Time in Hollywood. Yeah, well, that didn't really bust on Hollywood. That was just like...
he disrespected
like
the
you said,
memory
it
of
was,
Bruce Lee.
No,
What
I'm
about
not
the
going to go.
memory
I
of
thought that
Blues?
was entertaining.
What about the memory of Bruce Leroy?
Yeah.
Anyone named the movie?
Of course.
Yeah.
The Last Dragon.
You know it.
Oh, it's one of my favorites.
There's a fighter in the UFC that his nickname is Bruce
Leroy Green. Leroy Green. Who's the baddest lowdown? Show
All right.
enough. I
got a short
movie is
list
that?
for you, so you guys can all bag on me.
Last Dragon.
There's a short list. It's John Bingham's top 5 most rewatched movies of the year.
I'm ready for this one.
You guys can bag on me. So here we go. Number 5, The Warriors.
Come out.
What'd you
and
kill
play.
Cyrus for?
Come out and
No
play.
reason. Oh, it's ridiculous. I love David Patrick Kelly. Any film with David Patrick Kelly is okay with me.
All
That
right.
movie is like a time capsule.
Ah, it's so great.
Yeah, he always plays
Oh,
the
great.
same character, basically.
Yeah.
Just
All
this little
All right.
sniveling pain in the ass.
Warriors.
Number 4, Death Wish 2.
You love Death Wish too.
This is the one
do.
with Jimmy Page did the soundtrack for.
Yes.
Yeah.
and it's
Oh,
so
yeah.
I love that one.
Oh, it's so bad.
I love that movie. That was in
Is,
LA, right?
that the one with the girl where it starts and the girl falls on the fence?
It's his daughter.
Yes,
Yeah.
yes.
Yeah,
Yeah,
okay.
raped-
On the
She
Jello.
got raped by that
Jeff's
gang.
daughter.
And,
And she jumped
Yeah.
out the window and impaled on the fence.
Yeah.
and Jeff
Right.
Goldblum was part of the gang.
The police,
With his-
the
Was he
police
really?
let him know that his
Yeah.
daughter dies, and his
Here goes the
reaction,
credibility.
because he's such a good actor, is he's kind of just like, okay.
It's
I
excellent.
love that movie, Death Wish 2. I love the soundtrack that Jimmy Page did. And considering that he was really whacked out, like he did an outstanding job.
We have a differing opinion on Jimmy Page's performance in that movie. Oh, I think it's brutal, but whatever.
Next.
All right.
This conversation is over.
We'll go to number 3. Needless to say, everybody in this room will say, "Oh yeah, it's fantastic." But The Naked Gun.
The first one.
Nordberg?
Leslie Nielsen.
Although 33 and a third is
Awesome.
great. Nice beaver. Thanks.
I've
Just
seen
had his
it.
stuff.
I
far
love
too
all
many
those
times.
spoof movies with Leslie Nielsen. He's awesome.
Legend.
Priscilla Presley.
The top 2 rewatchable movies here is going to get me in trouble because they're both John Carpenter movies.
Ooh.
But we go with
So one is, I know what the number one's going
you
to
know
Yeah.
what number 1 is, of course. But number 2, They Live. I've watched They
Oh, yeah,
Live
that's
far too many times.
What's the girl's
all
name?
out
with
of
the blue
chewing
eyes?
gum.
Is that like the-
Meg,
Girl with the green eyes. What are you talking
Meg.
about?
Meg
Ryan?
something.
No.
No, not Meg. Meg,
What the hell? Meg Foster.
yeah, Meg Foster.
Great.
They Live.
Great movie.
The fight scene between Roddy Piper and what's-
Ridiculous. And
It's
David
un-
Keith. Or Keith
Yeah.
David, whatever
Yeah,
his name
Keith
is.
David. It's incredible, and it lasts forever.
Yeah.
Yep,
too
it's like
long.
10 minutes or something
Keeps
like that.
It's the Peter Griffin and the chicken fight all over
100%,
again.
Yeah.
Totally.
Speaking of that, as a sidebar to that, I think the Peter Griffin chicken fight thing may have been influenced by that.
100%.
The cripple fight in South Park also was influenced by that when Jimmy and Timmy were fighting. I don't know if you've ever seen that, but it's incredible.
Of course. Let me tell you, Jimmy is the most underrated character on South Park. When he's going to start singing the 12 Days of Christmas and he's stuttering on the first line and fucking, they're like, oh, Jesus. Like they know what they're in for.
That's
That's
brilliant. Completely brilliant. That's one of the it's the greatest show ever made.
gold.
All right, we'll go to number 1, and to everybody in the crowd already knows
know
this,
this.
but
Yeah.
Big Trouble in Little China, of course, the greatest
Yep.
movie ever made. I'm looking
David
for David.
Lopan.
I'm surprised he
Lopan.
didn't have the thing on there too.
David.
You've never seen that
Lopan.
movie, John? Is it really the greatest movie ever made?
It's one of my. It's literally one of my favorites of all time.
Can you believe I've never seen that?
So
You gotta
here's
see it.
what the basic
will.
premise is Kurt Russell is playing a doofus version of John Wayne, and he's
no doofus
the
version of
star.
John
He's the
Wayne.
top billing of the movie, but the real star is Dennis Dunn, who's the sidekick. He's the hero, and Kurt Russell is the bumbling sort of John Wayne.
Yeah, he stumbles through the. He stumbles in.
It's so
Yeah,
great.
he always
All right, I'm going to
lands,
tell you a few other movies I've watched now over and over again. This is just for this year, for the past 12 months.
Not Columbo, is it?
No, movies.
They're all mini movies.
I
They're all
have to
mini
say,
movies.
a movie I've watched at least a dozen times in the last 6 months, Event Horizon.
Ooh, interesting.
Can you see?
Do you
you
see?
I've watched that a couple times
Is
this
that like
year.
a Doomsday
I watched that
movie
a
or
couple
something?
times.
The movie's hysterical when they're like, we got this distress call. And they play the call and people are screaming, there's Latin being spoken. And they're like, oh yeah, let's go there. Let's go save these people that are fucking
Yeah, it's
probably
not a
dead.
distress call. It's people being tortured and freaking
Yeah,
cries
it's
from hell.
ridiculous.
And it's like
The movie brings me sheer joy.
calling it a distress call is a little bit of an understatement.
The
Now, I
Event
remember-
Horizon?
I remember that Lawrence Fishburne's in that movie.
Yeah,
Sam Neill.
Sam Neill's the other character.
Oh, the
dude's
guy.
name? What's the British guy's name? He always plays a villain.
Yeah, Jason.
Jason Isaacs.
Jason Isaacs.
He's in that.
Yeah. It's great. Movie's great. Another movie I've watched over and over again within the last year, at least 5 to 10 times. I couldn't even count. Snatch.
Ooh, I haven't seen
Yeah,
that.
you
in a
mentioned
long
that
time.
the
I've
other
never
day.
seen that. I've never. That's,
But
It's a
that's
good
3
one, but it's
movies
been a
I've
long
never
time.
seen that you guys just named. I thought I'd
it's
seen
movie's
everything.
phenomenal. It's on Netflix. You can find it. It's
What-
phenomenal.
What
Is it
about Night
streaming right
Patrol,
now?
Dave?
I haven't watched it over and over again. I used to watch it all the time, but I'm just saying in the past year, movies that I've watched over and over, those two were definitely over and over for me. And
Well, I
I'm
think
trying to
Event
think of-
Horizon I've watched twice, but I don't think I really watched any movie more than once this year. Very few movies.
I've seen Lebowski a few times this year, which like maybe 3 times. I love The Big Lebowski.
That's great.
Yeah,
Tovar loves that movie.
Oh, it's fantastic.
I think that's his favorite movie.
It's so good. It's so good.
Oh,
Shut the
you know what's
fuck up,
climbing up the
Donnie.
list though, because I think I've watched it maybe 3 times in the last month. Is Inglorious Bastards.
Haven't
That's a
seen
good
it
one.
since
I've
I
only
saw it in
watched
the
that
theater.
once. Tarantino, I watch his movies
Spoiler
once
alert.
and I'm done.
You've never
I think
seen that?
Tarantino's a douche, but I like some of his movies. I like
No.
the one with Salma Hayek, Dusk Till
Yeah,
Dawn.
from Dusk Till
Dust Till
Dawn.
Dawn.
He's
Oh,
just
man,
acting in
I love
That's
that
a
dance she
Rodriguez
does in
film.
that. She's
Well,
worth
yeah,
the price of
that is what
admission.
we refer
And
to as
Teach
prime
was like
Selma.
he was in, that was Prime Selma, like 1996, something like that.
There's not a lot better than prime Selma.
She's good.
She still looks great.
Yeah. I haven't
She said
seen
the same thing
Django.
about
I
you,
haven't
bro.
seen The Dirt because like The Dirt's the one about Motley
Crue.
Crue. Yeah, I could care less.
I prefer
pretty
Joe
good.
Dirt.
You'd actually like.
I do
mean,
too.
Yeah, it's
I'm
actually pretty
I'm
entertaining.
not a Motley Crue fan, but I actually like that movie. Just to see the Ozzy
100%.
scene was worth it.
Someone says you want to watch The Dirt or Joe Dirt for the 8th time. I'm saying Joe
I love
Dirt.
Joe Dirt.
Oh,
Life's a
I
garden.
love
dig
Joe
it.
Dirt too.
or as I call that movie, The Squirt.
Did you say
And
Joe
people
Dirt?
watch
too?
it knows.
What?
No, I'm talking about The Dirt. I call that movie The Squirt, and those people that saw the movie know what I'm talking about.
No idea what you're
Yeah,
talking
we
about.
don't know what you're
Right
talking
at the
about.
very beginning. Yeah, has anyone seen the movie?
No, it's Motley Crue,
Oh,
and I
okay.
told you right now, I could give a fuck. Like
Oh,
to me,
okay.
if the movie doesn't
I saw it, but
start with
I don't
them
remember the squirt.
beelining it for the side of a mountain in a helicopter, I have no fucking interest.
The Ozzy scene was kind of funny when he was like pissing
Doing
on
the
the
ants.
ground and licking it up and snorting ants. That was kind of entertaining.
Oof.
Must see TV.
Oh,
Yeah,
must see TV.
I think I saw that.
week on
You saying that
ABC.
makes
Worth
me
the
think I
price
saw
of
that movie,
admission.
maybe.
Netflix. Actually,
that's about it for me.
Machine Gun Kelly does a really good impersonation of Tommy Lee.
Mm.
Who does?
Machine Gun Kelly in that movie. He did a really good job as Tommy Lee.
Oh, that's who was.
Yeah, that lanky.
I don't
thing
think I would
going.
like The Dirt. Again, I hate Motley Crue. I'm not into drugs or alcohol. I don't care. I can tell you I wouldn't like it. Let me be clear. I can tell you I would have
You're
zero
saying
interest.
you wouldn't like it, is what you're saying.
The Dirt, it's a band I hate about doing a bunch of things that I don't like. I wouldn't watch it. I can tell you right now. Nobody knows what interests me more than this dude, more than me.
Yeah.
I know what I like. If I'm going to laugh, I'll laugh. If it's going to be, but if it's a movie about a band I like, maybe I'll watch it. More than likely, I wouldn't. But if it's about a band I don't like, there's no fucking way in hell.
Yeah, it's hard.
I waved my dislike for Motley Crue to the side and just watched it strictly for entertainment. And as you know, it was pretty good. It was definitely a lot better than I thought it would be.
Hey, Janice.
That being said,
yeah.
you wouldn't like it. You wouldn't like it, Dave.
I ever watched Zeppelin movies? I don't know of any Zeppelin movie there is. I mean, Song Remains the Same's like a concert movie, but I can't watch it over and over again.
Vignettes, yeah.
But Almost Famous, I didn't care for.
I watched once.
Yeah, that was
I did not. I saw it once. I did not like it.
And all these movies they say was Gladiator. I thought was overrated. I like.
You know, it's a good movie with
I thought Gladiator
who's the
was
guy
good.
in Almost the kid in
It was
Almost
good,
Famous.
but I thought it was overrated.
I can't think of his name, but you guys can tell me. But he was in a movie called Big Fish.
Yeah. Oh, I know what you're talking about.
Matt McGrory. Yeah.
No,
the big tall guy.
yeah, I'm talking about
Obi-Wan.
Big Fish
Obi-Wan
is great.
Kenobi there.
No,
his name?
the main guy who was in Almost Famous, Krell.
Billy
Billy
Crudup.
Crudup. Thank you, Oliver.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
No, I don't watch Zeppelin documentaries.
Big Fish was a very good movie.
Great movie. It's great.
It's a tad on the sad side though. I tend not to watch it that often because it's a bit too sad.
Mm.
It's like you said a moment ago. If I want to laugh, I'll laugh.
Right.
If I want to cry, I'll also laugh.
I won't watch it.
People don't think I have emotion.
Right.
So
no, I like sad. I mean, some sad movies are fucking great.
What do you guys think of Sling Blade?
Never saw it.
Oh, that's a good movie.
I thought it was good, but I haven't. I don't know
the
if it's
band on the back
rewatchable.
porch.
I haven't seen it in a long time.
Yeah. The band in the back porch.
Hot Rod is rewatchable.
I'll tell you this though, for like Silence of the Lambs, if it's on TV,
That's
I'm
a
watching
rewatchable.
it.
I'm watching that every time.
Goodfellas,
I love that movie.
Goodfellas is on.
I love that movie.
I'm watching it every time.
It puts the lotion on its skin.
It does this when
It does what it's told.
Yeah, there's
Put the fucking lotion in the basket.
There are certain movies that are like
Precious.
they're like Back in Black songs that I hear on the radio. It's like every time Back in Black comes on the radio, I've heard it a billion times. I'm still not turning it off because it's probably better than anything else.
That's Jaws. That's Jaws,
that's
basically.
Exactly right. Like
Jaws is always on cable, on TV,
and so many times I could quote
you switch it to a channel, it's right in the middle of a friggin' movie, and you'll watch it to the end.
That's right. Yeah.
Even if it's in the middle of the movie.
I'm not a Jaws fan.
Oh, you're crazy. It's so good.
Yeah, we just had that movie, backyard movie thing. We watched Jaws. And drank Narragansett beer.
Not a huge Jaws
That scared
fan.
the shit out of me when I saw that. I couldn't go in the ocean for.
What is an 80-year-old woman doing with a 10-year-old kid?
Yeah, that was kind of weird.
That woman's like 80 years old. She comes out, my son.
She
My
was actually,
son?
She was actually 39 there. We looked at this before. She was actually under 40. Yeah.
Coming
She
to
was
America
aging
is
in dog
absolutely brilliant. That comes on.
Must have been
Coming
one
to
hell of a
America's
smoker.
on. Fletch is on. I'll watch those every time they come
Fletch
on.
is good. I like
Coming to
National
America,
Lampoon
though.
Coming to
Vacation
America
is
is
good.
near perfect.
It really is.
That's awesome.
I have
I'm
a date
pissing my
with
pants.
Lisa.
Sexual chocolate.
I am
Oh,
pissing my pants when the Soul Glow commercial's on and they're singing like in that incredible falsetto, all way high and ridiculous. It's so funny.
Great.
That's the only time Arsenio Hall ever made me laugh was in that movie.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think Jaws is okay. It's really like like Actors Workshop. You're really watching Dreyfuss with fucking Shaw. I think The Sting's a better movie. And I think
Sting's
The
a great
Taking of
movie.
Pelham 1, 2, 3 is a better movie. There's 2 movies with Shaw that I like better. Robert Shaw is better in The Taking of Pelham 1, 2, 3 and The Sting.
The Sting. That was a great movie.
How about The Last Shark?
You just
Vic
reminded
Morrow
me.
playing Quint.
Role Models is very rewatchable.
Oh, I love Role
Vic
Model.
Morrow. This is the guy that died in the Twilight Zone
The
movie.
chopper thing. Yeah, there
I
was
didn't know
a Jaws
Jews could
ripoff.
sing like that. They can't. That's why they dress like clowns.
That's right. That's a great line.
Fucking great.
See, racism is funny.
I'll tell you another great Eddie Murphy movie.
He wrote the music.
Boomerang
for the
is great.
movie.
Distinguished Gentleman is great. He had a lot of great movies.
Vampire in Brooklyn.
I don't think I ever made it through that.
Oh, I didn't either. I'm just making a joke.
Golden
And
Child
then
had its
Professor-
moments.
Golden Child's outstanding.
Once he
Numsy.
became like very, very A-list Hollywood, the movies got worse though. It became very much like, oh, he's going to be a comedian for the kids now, and all the Nutty Professor type stuff. It's just like, oof. They do this to everybody because it's a cash cow. Like,
Yeah.
they do it to The Rock and everything else, where it's like, for some reason, every male turns into a nanny for a movie.
Yeah,
You know what I mean?
Yeah, make him
Yeah, they
make
put him in
Rock
dresses.
into a
It's like
tooth
a
fairy.
Hollywood ritual.
Yeah, they do it every time.
James Stewart said Spielberg went to his high school, 15 years old, and then puts in the anecdote that he directed Jaws. Oh, he did?
Who's
I've never
did
heard
he?
of this Steven Spielberg character. He might have, let me see, I might be crazy, but he may have directed the very first season, episode 1 of Columbo,
Yeah,
called Murder by the Book. Now, I'm not sure, starring Jack Cassidy, but I'm
but-
pretty sure.
he did a good job with Jaws. I just can't name another movie he directed. That's all.
Tombstone's a decent movie. I like what's his
Well,
name
that's
in
great.
that movie.
Ooh, I haven't seen that in a
Kurt
long time.
Russell and
Kurt Russell, yeah.
I
Val
love
Kilmer.
Kurt Russell.
Close Encounters of
Can you
the
guys
Third
tell me a movie where Kurt Russell plays Dexter Riley? There'll be
Yeah,
2 in.
Computer wore tennis shoes.
from
And
New York.
That's the
Strongest Man in
second
the
one,
World.
and that's the first
Strongest
one.
Man.
I love The Sopranos. I
Snake
think The
Plissken.
Sopranos is the best TV show of all time as far as like long TV shows like that, like in the days of Saul Goodman and what's the other one called? What's
I
the
don't
one
know,
called
but-
where they're making the meth? Breaking Bad. I think Sopranos is number 1.
Oh, yeah.
Jonathan McCulloch's got it right. Big Trouble in Little China. Good call. I feel validated.
I'm gonna have to check that out. And
But yeah, it's
Oh, yeah.
worth it. It's great.
Didn't
Also,
didn't that guy finally die? David.
David Hong,
Yeah,
or I'm sorry, James Hong.
James Hong. I think he died.
Yeah, his name was Dave Lopan.
James recently, I think he died. Last couple of years.
You are not
Jerk's a
caught
great
upon
movie.
this earth,
Casino's
you damn
fantastic.
Mr. Burton.
he's a great one.
No, he's still alive. He's 94 years old.
Good for
Hong
him.
is alive.
Check out the hairpiece on him.
alive.
I heard he's hung like a bull. Thank you.
Man.
He was on an episode of All in the Family. He played
One
a
of the
Chinese
great things
waiter.
about James Hong is that in every
That's a great
performance
show.
ever, he always talks like he's got like the fake Chinese voice.
Oh,
And if you
Godfather's
listen-
awesome.
You listen to him speak, and he sounds like a Midwesterner.
Yeah.
What about Mickey
If he was-
Rooney in Breakfast
he
at
was
Tiffany's?
born in
How
Minnesota.
awesome
Hold
was
it.
that?
Godfather 1.
Yeah.
Godfather 1 is awesome.
Yes.
What was
Godfather
the
2
what's the
sucked.
black actor? He was on like
Sidney
all those
Poitier?
70s shows. He's in an episode of Columbo. He replaced Benson.
Huggy Bear?
No, that's Antonio Fargas. Who's the black guy that Roscoe something?
Roscoe P. Coltrane.
Yeah, I know. That's what came to my mind.
The only thing people know.
Benson, I was going to type in as Benson.
Just a good old boy.
Roscoe Lee Brown.
Oh yeah, that's right. He was in All in the Family too.
He's in everything. Look the guy up, you guys. You're going to be
yeah, I know who he is.
exactly. He has the bald head with the.
Yeah.
Was he in Sanford and Son?
I think he was.
He
I'm sure he was. Guys in
Definitely
everything.
was. He definitely was
Lee-
on All in the Family.
He's in Logan's Run.
Ooh, great movie.
Oh, I remember
with
that
Michael
movie.
York. Michael York.
I saw the movie in the movie theater, and I never seen it since then. I still remember it. When they turn 30, they have the red crystal in their hands. It turns white, and then they have to renew.
They have to go to Sanctuary.
Yeah, Sanctuary. Renew. And then
No,
they go in
Carousel.
that, like,
if your light
planetarium.
blinks, you have to go to Carousel to die.
Yeah, and they all float to the
You
ceiling.
couldn't live past
And
30.
they float to the ceiling, and they.
They put him in the bug zapper. Yeah, exactly. Roscoe Lee Brown was in the Cowboys with John Wayne. Roscoe Lee Brown.
Oh
is
yeah,
in
that's
everything.
right. He was the wheel. What do they call it?
He's in one of the later Columbos, but the guy's in everything.
He was the
Let me look
He's
at
one of those
IMDb.
guys that everybody knows his face, but very few people know his name.
He's a character actor, yeah.
It's the greatest movie of all time. No question. Goodfellas is number one.
Let's see.
Yeah, that's awesome movie.
The number one. You
Let's see how
guys
many
need
friends
to
also
jump into your cars. Jump into your cars. If it's a convertible, some people might. I don't know.
Or if it's the judge.
He was in 129 films.
Jesus. That's it?
And that's films. I mean, it's like
A lot of early morning calls.
Oh no! This
It's
is
going too long,
TV
guys,
shows
because I have a
too.
cigar and I got to go to bed at some point. So let's call it a night. John, I want to thank you for being here. Everybody, welcome Jukebox, good to have you in the crew. Good
Thank
to
you.
see
Great to be here.
you. Crowbar, good
Yeah.
seeing you as well. Although I just saw you Monday.
Sunday.
No, I saw you Monday. Oh, I saw you on
Oh,
Sunday.
yeah,
and
Monday at the that's
We
right.
went. We
had a
smoked a
cigar.
cigar. I want to thank everybody in the chat for hanging out with us tonight. Look, there isn't many of you. There's 30. There should be thousands watching this show, but it goes to show you that people don't have good taste. And
It'll
Might not be a
get there.
good show.
what's that?
Oh,
What do you
Might not
say?
be a good show.
No, it's terrible. What are you kidding me? The show's
We're
rough.
awful.
I told you I got to get more Jewish writers in here.
Yeah,
All
they
right.
hired me. It's like, it's a bad show.
Great show tonight. A great show. Oh, Johnny's here trying to steal some recipes of corned beef. Let's see that. Corned beef and pastrami. I see that fucking conniving Irishman. All right, everybody.
Very good.
Let's see what else. All right, everyone, have a great night, and we will see you next Wednesday. Very good.